it's
Yeah.
really hard to do that, you know. So, um, that's another big thing. But yeah, the pass-throughs in display are a massive, massive improvement. I would say the UX is a close second. Um, if just getting an app to work in the Quest at all is a pain in the ass. For this, it's pretty straightforward, although the onboarding is pretty extensive and it's customized particularly to one person. But
Yep.
I would
Yep.
say those two things, the display, the pass-through, and the UX are a massive improvement from the Quest. Everything else, I think the most disappointing thing for me by far is the reverse pass through screen in the front is so fucking bad. It's just like it does. I don't know.
Does it really need to be good? I mean, honestly, I think it needs to be just there so you can kind of see that there are some eyes and whatever, but it doesn't need to be like that good, right? I mean, it just needs to be
I
indicating that there are some eyes.
no, but you can barely see the eyes. Like I'm telling.
Okay, so it's dim. It's dim.
It's
Okay.
not just dim. Like it's so dim you can barely see it in a like a low light room. That's how dim it is. And
Okay.
yeah, it's
Okay.
really. I'm. I,
Maybe they'll be able to fix it with a software update. I kind of,
Yeah,
they
that's what
can.
I that yeah, that's what I was wondering is most of these are should be fixable by updates. I don't think you're locked into the limitations by hardware.
well,
It has to. I don't think they would have released it without that knowledge. Most like if you look at the culture now, like we used to be in a corporate environment of QA being in house, and I know Apple love to get their ducks in a row and not release anything that's there. But when you look at economies of scale now, the public is the QA, and I just truly see that this is a bit of a genuine part of it, because this is a dev release as well. If
No,
we look at it
I just
honestly.
know from the tech point of view, I expect that they would be able uh, to increase the brightness of the outward look. I don't think it will be dramatic increase, but I think they could do it like by 10-15%, which could be noticeable. And what you said, Six, I mean, what you said about the um, that the displays and the pass-through are great. I think that's the thing which this headset needed to nail, and they did it. I can clearly see it from reviews that they actually nailed it, and the rest would come. And of course, UI looks like it's very good, very familiar to what people know.
yeah,
Uh,
it's definitely
so
not lightweight either. That's another thing. Is like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not lightweight. I realistically, I don't know
it's
how.
650 grams, right? I mean,
Yeah, but there's also the battery that like sits in your, that it's 650 grams, like asterisk, right? It has this big fucking
of
battery
course.
that comes out of it that you put in your pocket, right? So, I mean, I think it's also a way for them to pretend that it's, the unit is lighter than it really is. Um, yeah, I think honestly, if they would have made a few different industrial design decisions on, the front glass and using aluminum, using ABS instead of aluminum or something. I think they could have shaved the weight down a lot, but they wanted to make it fancy and Apple-ish, and
They had to do it, and I think we need to thank them for doing that, because these small decisions, which are actually huge, will bring this device to normal people and will make it acceptable. I really think that these are the kind of drawbacks they had to go through to make it very, very fashionable and very, very good looking, which it is. It's just very premium looking device, in my opinion, from the pictures I've seen.
yeah,
Did
except for the
you
pass through though, except for the reverse pass through, right? That kind of.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's one thing. Hopefully they could really update through the software update and just push a little bit more energy through it, or like just put the brightness to higher. Uh, but yeah, I mean, how do you feel inside in general? Like, what are your first thoughts when you took it on? Like, obviously, I guess it's better than anything else you've seen before in
Honestly,
VR, but
it was absolutely the pass through. So anybody who's experienced the evolution of pass through, I mean, it was just
yep.
what 3.5 years ago we had black and white Quest 2 pass through, which was absolute shit. Um, you barely visible, and to go from that to this in just a few years is extremely impressive. And I think the biggest thing that it tells me, and I've been saying this for fucking years now, is glasses are a dead end. Like everybody's thinking glasses are going to be the thing, and this just proves that pass through is the future. What's up, Scoble?
I'm talking to you from inside the Vision Pro. All the critics are
Oh
fucking
yes.
idiots.
Oh,
Anybody
look
who
at this.
thinks this isn't going to eviscerate Zuckerberg is a fucking idiot. This is fucking insane. I've been in the business from the beginning,
Hello,
watching
Robert.
everybody's reviews. I'm looking at my phone through the fucking chips right now, and it's fucking insane. Anybody who says
What
this is even
I
close to
love
a
it.
Zuckerberg device is a fucking idiot.
Okay.
Oh no,
I
I've got
agree.
FOMO now. I've got FOMO.
I agree. I agree with you. I didn't try it yet, but I agree. And what
Scoble.
I'm go ahead, Six.
Scoble comes in here at a fucking 10. This is why people follow you, man. You just fucking
Sorry, I mean, I'm looking at a screen that looks like
No,
a
no, no, no.
fucking
I mean,
iPhone
we
through
need
a chip,
we need raw
through
emotions.
cameras.
We
It's
need.
fucking insane.
Yeah, this is and you sound. Can you just speak for like 30 seconds because the microphone sounds okay. I mean, I don't want to say it's
No,
like
I'm not talking.
perfect.
I'm using my iPhone microphone. So
Oh, okay. So
I
you're
haven't yet.
okay.
I haven't got through onboarding. I literally started this thing up 3 minutes ago.
Oh my
So I'm giving
God,
you my
I'm
first
following
reaction
right
to it.
now.
It's fucking
What
insane.
what I'm interested though, I'm super interested to see, like I cannot wait to wear it next week because the to me, I first of all, I think Quest 3 pass through is like not passable. Like I would not let it release like this. Like I just don't think it's good.
It's not even close, man.
Of
It's
course
like
it's not even
looking at a
close. We
black and
know it.
white
We
TV
know
and
it.
then looking at a 4K TV at Best Buy. It's not even close.
But what I'm interested in, I'm used to 3K per eye resolution on VR1 for a long time already. And also for these, like pretty high resolution pass through, I'm sure it's like the pass through on Apple probably like
Keep
10
in
times
mind, what
better
is
than,
it doing? It's
but
converting
yeah,
2D cameras to
it's
3D
crazy.
voxels, and I'm
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at
yeah.
voxels on my fucking hands, and they're fucking sharp.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, there's so
I
much
can read the
engineering going
credit
into
card
it.
next to my phone on the counter in front of me. It's all
Yeah,
fucking fake. It's a virtual world I'm looking at. It's fucking insane.
yeah.
Yep.
The first comment I made was definitely the pass through is so far beyond any other device, especially if you've been following the pass through evolution for the last 5 years. It's way better.
Absolutely.
It's not even close. It's like that was black and white TV. This is like a 4K TV. It's like that big gulf between Zuckerberg's device and this. Who the fuck thinks Zuckerberg is relevant after today?
And
They're an
nobody.
idiot.
Nobody.
So meta.
I don't know, man. For
No,
gaming,
they're
you need.
they're irrelevant after today. Once you get your hands in a Vision Pro, you're never going backwards.
Dude, it's $4,000. Like
I don't
that's.
care. You're not going backwards. After you see this fucker on your face, you're not
No,
going backwards. You're gonna
I tell you what
you're
happens.
playing
I
with a
tell
black
you.
and white TV, and you have a chance to buy a color TV right now. That's how big a gulf
I agree
this
with you.
is.
I agree with you. And I tell you what happens. I told it already to so many people because I had to, there's always a discussion of, oh my God, Arthur, like, why are you releasing a headset which is like $2,000? I said, guys, forget about it. After Vision Pro releases, every headset will become more expensive. Not because they will want to earn more money, because they'll
Let
have
me
to put
be
so
blunt.
much more
The
technology in
iPhone
it.
just shipped. Nokia phones are not relevant anymore. It's dead.
Of course.
Get on
No,
board or
every
get
minute.
out of the way, because it's over for me. I am never ever going backwards. You have to beat Apple now.
Zach will have to put so much more tech into their next headset, and it will be so much more expensive. You would not see him at a headset. I don't believe that you would see him at a headset below $1,000. Like, you would not see it. It's not happening.
I know that they're going to announce a Quest 3 Lite, which is going to be like sub $200.
Such a stupid mistake, in my opinion. Such a stupid mistake. Going even lower than Quest 3 in the threshold of the experience would be a catastrophic mistake, in my opinion. Catastrophic mistake.
I mean, their main demographic, and this is a true story, their number one game is Gorilla Tag.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't think they will. You cannot succeed with a lower threshold than Quest 3 today. You cannot even succeed with Quest 3 properly. But I don't think you can go lower, man. It would be a mistake because what Meta did, in my opinion, the huge mistake, or not mistake, but the huge problem Meta introduced into XR space, and it really axed the XR space for several years, is they introduced the headsets which were basically subsidized and made people think that every headset has to be cheap. And now suddenly Apple is doing a complete reverse. They say, no, it has to be super good, but it has to be expensive because that's what tech costs.
That is true.
It's just a complete disconnect. And when people are coming to me and saying, Arthur, you're insane by thinking that you can sell a $2,000 PCVR headset, I'm saying, no, guy, you don't understand. We just don't subsidize it. It costs Meta the same money, but they're just subsidizing it, and they're just dumping $4 billion per freaking quarter on the headsets. Like, it's not sustainable. It will never be sustainable. You just cannot, everybody celebrates like
spending tens of billions of dollars building custom silicon for glasses that you haven't seen, because he doesn't have a phone in your hand, so he has to put everything up in the cloud and figure out how to get it displayed on your glasses. Glasses are the big game. Apple knows this. This is not a mainstream
Dude, it's
device.
not going to be
Too heavy,
glasses,
it's too
man.
ugly.
It's not
No,
going to
it's
be
going to be
glasses.
glasses. Sorry,
It's not going to be
I
glasses.
think it's gotta be
Scoble,
glasses.
it's
Dude, you're
not gonna
arguing
be
with
gotta
one of
be
the world's
glasses.
experts at this shit.
Dude,
You're wrong. So
No,
stop
it's not
talking
gonna be
and listen for a
glasses.
second, because I've
Scoble,
seen
it's
the
not gonna
glasses,
be
I've seen the
glasses,
lenses,
man.
and they're fucking insane coming. They are going to be glasses in 2, 3, 4 years.
I believe I actually agree with Robert here because first of all, let me rewind few years back. Robert, do you remember Twitter Spaces when me and you were when Apple headset was somewhere in the clouds and nobody knew if it's coming? I have to give you credit because you and me were arguing back and forth, and we kind of both actually ended up being a bit right, each in their own. You were telling me. I remember you were telling me that Apple will release a VR headset. And I said, no way they would be able to release just a VR headset, right? And you said it will replace your TV. I remember this very vividly 2 years ago. You said it will replace your freaking TV and nobody will ever want to watch a normal TV. And I said, but that's not enough for VR headset to be, because Apple is not a VR company and they don't have a VR platform, right? And what we forgot to mention, or what we didn't and I was telling you like, no freaking way it has to be glasses, right? I was saying it has to be glasses, and you were like, no, it has to be VR headset. It will be VR. I'm hearing things. It will be VR headset. And we were going back and forth. And in the end, what they did is, of course, pass-through. They did a VR headset with the amazing pass-through, which basically is the AR glasses. But what I agree with you... Wait. Let me finish. One more sentence. I believe that this is the preparation. It's the interim step, which is amazing already, but it's an interim step between the Vision OS will stay the same, but the form factor will change dramatically. And the cable to the battery is not because they are not able to do battery in the backstrap. Of course they can do it. They didn't want to. Why? Because they want you to get used to wear cable connected to something. And that's where the glasses come in, and probably your iPhone will power the glasses, not the battery. So that's how I imagine this evolution to happen. But
it's absolutely going to happen that way, but it's not going to be glasses. It's not going to be projected
think it's going to
light.
be then?
It's going to be small. It's going to be small goggles, like the big screen.
Small screens, maybe, but that you have maybe. But
like
I think
the glasses are small screens on your eyes. How are you going to recreate the reality I just experienced without putting two chips next to your eyes?
I agree that it's going
to
be a much smaller form factor, but it's not going to use projected light. It's not going to have, you can see your eyes and it projects light. It's going to use pass-through. That's what I'm saying. It'll be
one second, guys.
Okay,
Blocknews, you wanted to say something.
Next year's product, the second product, is a lighter weight version of this with more GPU. And that's going to
guys, one second, because I think Blocknews has some technical announcements for the spaces. Is there any problem with the spaces right now?
No. I just want to say, I see a lot of faces down there who are wondering. I just wanted to say, let's just reset the room for some of the guests who have just joined in to set the scene. Two of our guests up here, as you see, Robert and CIX, are the envy of a lot of us who have are wearing right now or have received the Apple Vision Pro, and Arthur's opened this space today to just address the future of XR as we're listening
just
to.
to celebrate
welcome.
also.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everybody. We just to celebrate the day, because I think today
Yeah.
is a groundbreaking day for the whole, like some of us who've been in
Your
this industry
kids are
for.
going to look back at today and remember the day. I look back at the Apple II
The
day when I
iPhone,
got the
exactly.
Apple II,
I agree
or
with
the
you.
iPhone,
I
or the
100% agree with
Macintosh.
you. And it's,
This is an important day to the industry.
one thing from MKBHD did a review, and honestly, I brought from that like 35-minute video, I brought one thing which immediately stood out to me, and I said it's exactly what I expected to be and to make. He said, I was working on it for 30 minutes next to my Mac, and I had on the left I had window of my email, I had my Mac in front of me, and on the right I had Safari. I put it down, I went to have a coffee. I came back, my Mac turned on, and I was searching for the window of the email on the left, and it was not there. And I was like, why it's not there? And then I realized that I'm not wearing the headset. That is exactly what will make people want to wear it, because it will be so realistic that you will forget and you will want to be in this.
Bingo.
Everything else will, feel empty if you don't
I
wear
put
it.
this thing on just a few minutes ago in my kitchen, and I couldn't tell. I wasn't looking through the device to my kitchen. It was so fucking real. I'm not looking at my kitchen at all.
This
I'm
is
looking
awesome.
at voxel
This is
map.
awesome
It
to hear.
built in real time before I got the displays turned on. It's
Yeah, that's
fucking
great.
insane.
It's great to hear. I'm really happy that this
You guys have, if anybody doesn't understand how real digital twins are now, you go get a demo. Because now we have a digital twin that's so fucking sharp I could read text on the instruction manual in front of me. It's fucking insane.
I
Anybody who
have to,
says this is Zuckerberg has a fucking clue is a fucking idiot. And I'll tell them to their face.
I have to agree with you, Scoble. The pass through is miles ahead of
And I'm
anything.
emotional because I've been waiting 13 years for this fucker.
Yeah,
I can't
mean,
wait.
we all
I can't
were.
wait. I can't wait to see. Can we keep it live here for 2 hours and see when you get to that heavy-headed threshold? Some of the feedback
I'm
was
already out
about
of
it being too heavy.
Forget it. I mean, sorry. Okay,
The
maybe.
first
Sorry.
iPhone camera sucked. The radio sucked.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
display sucked. You couldn't watch a video on it. There was no app. There was a
So,
lot of shit missing.
sorry, people.
Sorry,
People. Those people who tell me that this headset is a bit front heavy. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe it's a bit front heavy. Maybe it will be. But honestly, it doesn't matter.
I wore a HoloLens for a long time, and it's more comfortable than the HoloLens. It's just as comfortable as
Okay.
a Rift 3 or Quest 3.
I gotta say that we are talking about this from the perspective of probably bigger than average dudes, and not like small women. So
it's not for normal people yet. This is just a developer kit. This is
yet it's already amazing.
Product
It's already
to get everybody to go to the store to look at it and realize Zuckerberg is fucked. Then they're going to think, I need one of these someday. And when the glasses come, that's when they're going to buy. Now, back to the glasses. You're thinking that we're still, when version 3 of this thing comes out, glasses, lightweight glasses, that you're not seeing reality. You're seeing this voxel map that's being built.
absolutely.
I'm having a hard time. 10 minutes ago, I would have argued with you, but after putting it on and seeing the voxel map, man, yeah.
No. So if you're looking at the supply chain and how things are changing, like pass-through tech is improving substantially. I mean, Robert, just ask yourself this one question, and you might change your mind. In the last 5 years, how much has pass-through changed? And how much has see-through glasses changed?
In the last 10 minutes, the pass-through for me radically changed.
Exactly. So I can tell you from the supply chain side, that shit, like Sony already has better displays than are what in the Vision Pro already. It's already better.
It's going to improve for 50 years, man. It's like we just saw the first Apple II get launched, and 50 years from now, it's still getting improved.
Okay, guys, can I bring you back to Earth for a second? Can I bring you back to Earth? While I believe that first of all, I don't think that we're getting the new headset next year or end of 2025. So basically, let's say 2 years. I believe we're in a 2-year cycle, not
I
a
hear
1-year
it's coming
cycle.
next Christmas, right?
Okay, yeah, so it's correct.
If
Yeah,
it slips,
2025
it
next
can always
Christmas.
slip. This thing
Wait a
slipped
second.
2
You
years,
believe it's
right?
this year, the new model? No, it never happens.
No,
This
not
year,
this year. Next year.
next Christmas.
Next
Okay, I believe
Christmas.
this is correct. Yes, next Christmas.
18
So
months, like a year and something.
yeah, we're basically 2-year cycle right now. 2-year cycle from model to model. That's number one. Number two, as you know, we are invested in a company which does pancake lenses, Hypervision, and they do some crazy, incredible pancake lenses. There are technical limitations today, and even Apple is not immune to those technical limitations. The field of view is 100 degrees on Vision Pro. It's not 140, and there's a big difference between 100 and 140 degrees field of view. The reason for that is obvious. It's lenses and screen size. The screens, there is, and it will get better, but it will not get. I don't think we're getting better at a pace of going from 100 degrees field of view and clarity today to in 2 years going to 150 degrees, and then we'll go probably to 110, maybe 112. There will be some improvements on the pass-through. So it will be, I think, realistically, the glass is glasses. Kind of, if you believe that 2 times thinner or 3 times thinner than big screen beyond and the better quality of pass-through, I think we're looking at 7-8 years from now. That's where I believe we can arrive at that.
I disagree. I've seen the glasses. They're coming, man. They're coming faster than that. Sorry.
I hope you're right.
I know I'm right because I've seen the glasses. Loomis comes to my house every fucking year from Israel to show me the glasses. They're fucking coming. They're coming, and they're coming really cool. And now everybody's hyped up about it, right? Because everybody's gonna get hyped up about this thing.
Okay, wait. Let's go first with the 6. Let's go to 6. You wanted to say something, and then block
on your face. When the glasses come in 3 years, you're gonna be standing in line to buy them.
I will be standing in line to buy everything, man, what comes.
I know you're a weirdo like me.
Yeah,
I'm talking about normal people. I'm talking about going on the subway in New York, and in one day, every fucking human being has the glasses on.
Oh yeah, like Apple Watch. I agree with you. Okay,
guys, it's gonna be way bigger than Apple Watch, because if you don't have the glasses on, you're just not part of modern society anymore. The reality in this thing is fucking insane.
Okay, the number one glasses right now are the X-Real Ultra. I tried it at CES.
This is shit.
Don't even bring up that shit up.
Yeah, exactly. It's shit.
It's not even in the fucking same universe as what's coming. What just shipped in my house. You guys are fucking insane if you think it's even in the same fucking universe.
Dude, you're not even letting me finish what I'm saying.
Well,
I'm just saying
you don't have
glasses...
access to this thing, and you're talking like an idiot to me because I just had it on my head, and it's not even close to what you're talking about.
What are you talking about, Scoble?
The Vision Pro is fucking insane, and the X-Real is not.
Dude, Scoble, are you... Dude, I have the Vision Pro. I'm saying I'm comparing the glasses form factor to the Vision Pro.
Don't compare it to anything. There is no competitors.
Okay, I'm saying, but I'm saying it's not even remotely as good. You didn't let me finish my sentence. And the thing I want to tell you is that the nits, which the brightness on these glasses only goes up to 400, where in the Vision Pro, it's 5,000. It's 5,000.
Yeah, but wait. Okay, let's.
I know, but it goes through pancake lenses.
Yeah, exactly.
Which takes out 90%.
Exactly.
But I'm saying, like, another thing that you can do with pass-through that you can't do with the glasses. You could do optical zooming. Dude, you could be sitting there outside and be like, oh, I want to go look up and look at that bird. You could do 100x optical zoom to a fucking bird. You can't do that with glasses. This type of like cyber human augmentation shit is only possible with pass-through, and I will fucking die on that hill.
No. I mean, look. First of all, I also agree that
optics coming that make your statement invalid. So today,
First,
in 3 years, you're probably not going to be correct because the lenses are going to take light out of the air. That's what Magic Leap got a couple $2 billion for. They had optics that could take light out of the air and still put
and could they miniaturize it? No, it was a massive.
No, but that's Apple's
rack.
job. Apple has $40 billion to spend. Now Magic Leap only had 2.
Robert, if you ever take a fucking projector and you shoot it at a wall while it's bright outside, how well does it work? It looks like shit, man.
You're not listening to me. It's going to take light out of there.
What do
It's
you
going
mean
to
it's
be a
going to take
hybrid
light
of
out of
what
the
you're
air?
talking. It takes light out of the air, the optics that are coming. As a photon heads toward your eyes from a light in the room, it can intercept that photon and turn it off, and then decide to put SpongeBob into your eyes, right? Or something else.
Okay, that sounds interesting. I don't know exactly
The
how
optics
that
in the
will.
glass, believe me, Apple's thought about this for a while. The
I
glasses
mean, I
are
can imagine.
they're certainly going to have pieces of what you're talking about, because you're going to be able to tell it, hey, if you're in a dark alley somewhere, right? Hey Siri, turn this into daytime, and all of a sudden the whole alley just turns into daytime. The digital twin of my house that I just made,
When when
it's
one
so fucking insane. You're going to walk around it not knowing that it's not the real world.
more than 1 year ago, when Apple released, or like less than 1 year ago, so when Apple released or announced the Vision Pro, we're walking from lunch in Prague with our coworkers, and I said to them, I said, guys, probably in less than 5 years from now, walking down the street without wearing glasses will look empty. You will feel empty. It will be you will be missing out, as you just said. If you're not wearing, you're missing out on many things, many useful things.
Yeah.
And also there's one important thing which how Apple Vision Pro is built, in terms of the software stack, that it's more or less, it's kind of like an how to explain it? It's kind of like there is always, so the developers or the people, they don't get an information about your location, about where in space you are, where you're running. It just, you give them information. You need to render something in the space, and it renders it on the device, but it doesn't give the information to the app back saying you are located this and this. So what it means is that you actually, when you will be walking down the street, those shops which will be showing you the information will not know where you are in space. It's very important for the privacy and stuff. And the only company or the only device which will know it, it will be the device you're wearing, and it will be local. I think for the privacy, this is insanely important, and it's a decision which Apple made probably 4 years ago already for the architecture of the Vision OS, to make sure that A, privacy is secured, B, there's no one who can make misuse of your data, even if this goes outside, and and that's, like, this is very, very well thought through system. If I compare it to Meta, which if I look at Meta OS, if I look at Quest OS, it's just, I always feel like
It's terrible.
I cannot find anything. I cannot use anything. It's just absolute disaster.
Here's
Like
an
even
example of
Pico.
that. While I was talking to you, I left my kitchen while wearing the Vision Pro and walked around. I didn't have to set up a Guardian to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Of
Yeah,
course.
It just let me
that's
walk around
really
my house,
interesting.
and I'm building a digital twin of my house as I'm walking around, and I can't tell. Right, the
So I'm getting
device is building a 3D voxel map of my house. It's fucking insane.
I'm getting some DMs, by the way, that might be interesting to everybody, which is that based off the Vision Pro reaction, Meta is likely going to cancel the Quest Lite and go
Of
straight
course.
into trying to copy Apple.
Yeah, Quest Pro 2 maybe, but
The
not this year.
problem is they don't
They-
have anything Apple has. They don't have stores. They can't show it to
yeah,
people.
exactly.
You
They
go
don't
to
have an
Best Buy
OS.
right next to Facebook's headquarters, Meta's headquarters, right next to it. I can't get a demo of VR. I had $500 in my pocket. I said I'll spend it if I get a demo, and the guy refused to give me a demo. Right next to Mark Zuckerberg's store.
Wait, you went to the Meta store?
No, I went to Best Buy right next to the Meta
Oh,
headquarters in
oh yeah,
Silicon Valley,
the Best Buy
and I
demos
can't
are
get a
absolute
demo.
shit. It's absolute
This
shit.
is why Steve Jobs had to build his own store, because he had the same fucking experience at the same Best Buy just down the freeway in the same way. He couldn't get down. Microsoft was trying to sell tablet PCs, and you couldn't. Dave Weiner and I walked into the Best Buy, 20 years ago, trying to buy a tablet PC. We had $2,000 in our pocket to buy one, and they wouldn't give us a demo.
No, I can't imagine that. Like, I don't know, by reports saying that Apple has spent what, 20 something, $25 billion on Vision Pro within like 8 years, whatever. Mark is spending $4 billion per quarter. Like, and I'm
They're
always
both
like,
spending
when I'm
it.
taking Quest 3 on my face, I'm like, where's the money? Where
Well,
are the
honestly,
money?
It's coming.
Hon-
This is what I'm trying to communicate to you. He's spending all that money in custom silicon for the glasses because he has a big problem. He doesn't have phones in people's hands.
Yeah, he
Apple
doesn't have
can
OS. He
put
doesn't
all the
have nothing.
radios, all the batteries, all the heat sinks, all the GPUs down in the phone, which means their glasses are going to be lighter than Mark Zuckerberg's. And Mark has to solve that with custom silicon and put everything up in the cloud. And then have a compelling use case for why we would all do that. I think you might actually get there because there is, now that I see what reality, what a digital twin really can look like, he's going to have to figure out how to make a digital twin just as
But
good as
by the way,
and then make it social, right?
the spatial video which they tried to troll Apple yesterday, and they looked absolutely stupid by doing so. The spatial video they released, I found out today that this spatial video is not being transformed and recorded on the device. It's being sent to Meta Cloud and then showed to you. I don't want to send my spatial video to Meta Cloud. Sorry, I just don't want to do it.
This is a real privacy problem that when people figure it out, they're going to understand this. Because I was playing with my Quest, my wife walks in the room naked, and there's 4 cameras.
Yeah, I remember that tweet.
And now that I see a digital twin of note, now I understand the real problem. Oh fuck me. That's a real
but I don't think this data, like let's think. I don't think the data of your room are actually leaving your device.
I care about my wife naked being on the
No, but I know, but I don't think any
looking
information about spatial data of your room are leaving the Apple Vision Pro device right now to the service of Apple. No, I don't think that's happening.
No, it's all happening on your head, and
exactly. It's M3 and R2. These are the chips which are M2 and R2.
I mean, it's sharp. Your hands are sharp, just like real life. They look like real life, and they're fast. You move
By the way, we have a new speaker.
Is that real or not? Right?
We have a Charbucks speaker. Charbucks, hello. You.
Can I introduce Charbucks? Because Charbucks
yes,
and
of course.
I have walked around the Consumer Electronics Show a few times. He's a very smart dude, and he's tied into the supply chains, and he knows more about consumer electronics than most other.
Nice to have you with us, Charbucks.
Yeah, hi, Charbucks.
Hey, Robert. So how long have you had it right now?
A few minutes.
15 minutes.
It just arrived, and I took it off.
Like half an hour, or how long?
I haven't even had a half an hour in it. I've had 20 minutes.
So far, it's not hurting, right? On your eyes.
It's heavy. It is going to hurt. This is going to be a hurtful product. This product is going to hurt. To where 8 hours.
It will be such a pleasant hurt, like it will be.
It's better than
that's a metaphor, right?
Back in the 1990s, where you would work on Quark Express for an hour, and then the fucker would crash, and all your work would go away, right? This was the days before autosave, and
but what I wonder is,
so those products hurt me more than this is gonna. I have a HoloLens. The HoloLens hurts more than this.
No, it's not getting. It's not tiring your eyes, or you know what I mean, like.
It's fucking insane, man. When you see it, like ice, I mean, it's just sharp. It's like there's places where it's imperfect, so it's not. You can see a little blurry.
This is insane. Like, I'm so glad this day came.
Insane sharp. You look at your hands. Look at your hands right now, right in front of you. That's how it looks. That's how it looks.
Okay, so we basically don't need Vision Pro, right? We have it already. Look, I'm looking at my hand. It's perfect.
If you want to change your hand to a
shit.
A bird
I forgot about all the
right?
apps I can run. Oh my goodness.
You want to augment yourself. You want to change the world around you. You want to put some timers over your food and stuff like
that. Speaking of which, gentlemen, can I put something on the table here just as a question, because I see a lot of artists in the crowd there as well. Just to pick your brains, now that you're immersed in that XR experience, can you speak somewhat to the future of digital art, 3D sculpting, all of the possibilities that we're facing into now as a market?
Pro is going to be your best customer, because looking at art in this thing is fucking insane.
It's going to be insane. Exactly. It's going to be insane.
So if I look at your shit coming out of Midjourney or something, some AI art program, that's going to look insane, even if it's just on a 2D screen. When you start getting Gaussian splat worlds like next year, it's gonna look way more insane, because you're walking around a 3D data field that looks like your kitchen, but now your kitchen starts morphing into whatever you get it to hallucinate to.
And by the way, Robert, you are into AI a lot lately, and Apple is gonna revolutionize AI. in the middle of this
three
year.
models are coming for Siri at minimum. We've
Exactly.
seen the 3
And
models.
so
Apple has shared the
can
3
you
models.
imagine like wearing a Vision Pro and just saying, change, I don't know, my walls into whatever color, change my room, put this there, and I think it can do it. It will be able to do it.
Hey Siri,
And this
take
will be
us to the
insane.
Taj Mahal. No problem.
Exactly.
In
Boom.
fact,
Done.
if you have one of these on your face at the Taj Mahal, I'm expecting soon to be able to walk around your digital twin of the Taj Mahal remotely, right? Because the
I
digital
mean,
twin is digital.
and by
I
the
can
way,
pass the digital twin to you.
as
I can pass the 3D environment that it made of my kitchen to you and let you view it in your Vision Pro. And
as
then you
as
can view it at the same resolution I'm viewing it at, which I told you is like reality.
I want everyone to, as a social VR person, I want everyone to just for a second think about the past 3 days. You watched the reviews. You probably, a lot of you will have this device on your head within the next week or two, and you, Robert, as well. And there will be a moment where everybody will realize everything is perfect. It works exactly how it should. But wait a second. What about shared social spaces with holograms of people who are not here? What about being able to watch those movies together? And I guarantee you, Apple will make this happen. They will work on it, and this will be another revolution of this. Like
This
finally
all is
making
going to
it so.
come with a robot. Now I understand how the robot's going to know how to work in your house because it has a data field that is fucking insane of your house. And you're going to get an autonomous car around that time. Well, it's not going to be a car you can buy. It's a car you're going to order in the Vision Pro of
Of
glasses
course.
of the future, right? 3, 4, 5 years from now, you're going to put on a pair of these glasses and order a car. And now I can understand why Apple's going to provide a better service than maybe even Tesla can provide.
But now
In
I'm
fact,
I mean,
hearing that
better than
Tesla has
Tesla
to
can
release
provide.
some XR glasses too.
I mean, I think they all
That's going to
have to.
happen. My
They all
prediction is
have to.
Elon is going to jump into this pool too, because he's going to have to, because Apple is going to control
He's gonna
a
have
lot.
to feed the robots, right? You have to feed the robots with these.
look at
No, you're going to dress up your robot in your Vision Pro glasses in the future, right? Put a suit on the robot,
guys,
or a
think about
SpongeBob
it.
costume,
Think
or a
about it.
Make him
Look
Jordy
at
in
what
Star
China
Wars.
is doing. Look at what China is doing with cars right now. They're absolutely ruling over the world with the electric cars and amazing technology inside those cars. But one company which I'm really, or two companies which I'm really interested to, and they're creating amazing cars. Number one is Huawei, and number two is Xiaomi. Those two companies have created cars. Xiaomi has created their own car, which, by the way, has insane tech for electric car inside. But more importantly, it has insane integration between the phone and your car and your smart home and your ecosystem. Because if you know, Xiaomi makes all kind of devices you can ever imagine. They do, I mean, everything.
I was a key
light
online leader for a while, and they took me to Huawei and Xiaomi's headquarters.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're really smart innovators. There's
So if you
robots rolling around China
Yes,
City.
so if you look at what Xiaomi is
Selling
doing with the
pictures.
car and the phone integration, I mean, freaking their car has the same color as their phones. That's just a small thing, but it's important, right, for some people. But what I'm saying is the
If you're wearing
integration,
Vision Pro, your car that's arriving at the football game that you're
yeah,
being
could be
picked up
whatever
from
color you
is
want.
going to be whatever the fuck you want. You could make it a
Exactly, of
fish
course.
or a Enterprise driving down the street, right? In your Vision Pro. And now that I've seen the digital twin and how sharp it is, you're not going to know it's not real. If you're
Absolutely.
wearing the
I
glasses.
100 agree with again, not wearing this in 3 years will make you feel empty. Not you inside, but the world will be empty around you. The buildings will be dull. There will be no information. You will feel you're missing out, and you will want to wear those devices. And this Vanity Fair article, I think it's one of the best articles I've read in a
I
long
agree. I
time.
shared it.
It was just such an amazing article. It was so well written, and the questions the writer has asked are
Nick
very valid
Bilton at the New
questions.
York Times, right?
Yeah.
He used to work for the New York Times. Now he's working for.
He asked very valid questions. He said this becomes a drug. You will want to wear it all the time because that's how people feel. And
Pfizer knows it's a drug, by the way. At South by, I met the head of R&D at Pfizer. She said augmented reality is a drug, and they're using it to solve all sorts of problems for people.
I mean, you know,
At the University of Washington, they put you in VR and put you in a snowball game if you have burns on your skin and you can't feel the burns anymore, and it's better than morphine
oh, of
is.
course, no, of course, of course. Like, first of all, the rehabilitation and XR, and like we can go into, like, for example, I know for a fact that what with this kind of devices, the next thing which you have to solve, or which will boost and will have to be used, is haptics. I mean, full
Oh
body
yeah,
haptics, like Tesla's too. You will have
glass
to
gloves. Doug Engelbart
gloves,
showed me
haptics.
gloves. He knew we were going to have gloves 20 years ago.
Of course. Look, you know, I don't know if you never had Tesla suit on you, right?
I
You never
did.
had this.
And my
Oh, you
friend
did.
Carlos was
Okay.
standing next to me, poking
Okay.
me with his phone, shocking me, hurting me, and we were both
Exactly.
having a lot of fun.
Like,
I was having fun being hurt, and he was having fun hurting
yeah,
me. I explained that relationship to my
wait, the
mom.
demos, they don't take it justice, because being hurt is one thing and it's fun and it could be funny. But
To make you cool.
when you calibrate this Tesla suit, and when it makes you feel the rain in VR, you're like, holy cow.
Wait until
This
you're
is
playing a paintball game in the future with this kind
Yeah, oh,
of
no, wait,
digital
sorry,
twin,
Robert, I don't need to
and you
wait.
get hit by
It's already, sorry,
bullet.
sir. The Tesla suit works in
Tesla
Somnium
suit will
already.
stab you
No,
in the chest where
I don't
you
need
got
to
hit.
wait. I don't need to wait. It's already in Somnium. I can feel the paintball, and I can feel the rain.
World
And
pioneer, I said.
It's insane. It's not even close to say like, yeah, it's nice. It's insane when you get touched, or when you feel the rain drops on your shoulders or on your body when it's raining in VR, like, and you're walking in Somnium and stuff. It's next level shit. Sorry.
Now I understand what I was saying when I was saying Metaverse 2.0 for all those years. If you go to search X,
yeah, of course,
with my
yeah.
name and Metaverse 2.0 in quotes, you'll find like hundreds of posts where I've been resharing the industry's innovations in Gaussian splats and all sorts of
So
other
you've been
things.
using it for
When are we going to see that at Somnium Space? When is Somnium Space going to be like? When are you going to call me up and say Metaverse 2 is about to ship?
I think glimpse of this will happen this March, because we're releasing a new one. Completely new one this March. There will be completely new Somnium.
And by the end of the year, there's going to be a lot of models. There's already 26 multi-model AI models that just rained down the sky, and none of you have tried.
No, by the end of the year, you will be able to have the Lifer remote running, and you will be able to start recording yourself, or record yourself and recreate yourself inside Somnium. So it will be completely autonomous AI.
And the thing standing next to me while I'm taking a selfie could be a famous figure in history, could be a football player, could be a robot, could be whatever, right? You're gonna hook this up to Midjourney of the future that's gonna generate.
No, it's already there. Like,
and
you can speak to OpenAI
environment, right? And it's
you can speak to OpenAI bots. You can speak to OpenAI avatars.
Hooked it up though. You haven't buttoned it all up for somebody like me yet.
Man, come anytime. I'll show you, and you can speak to OpenAI avatar, and you can have a conversation. By the way, that avatar knows where it is. And it has contextual understanding where in VR that avatar is in Somnium. So it knows that it's in Somnium.
When am I going to be able to join Somnium from my Vision Pro?
Hopefully at some point this year, by the end of this year, maybe beginning next year. That's the plan.
Try to get it out by Thanksgiving, because people are coming over for dinner and they're going to want demos, and that'll be an important day.
By the way, did you tell all your family that they should not buy this device, and they should wait for the next generation? You're a greedy bastard. I know exactly why you did it. You want to have all the demos
next to it on the coffee table, and they're all coming over for the Super Bowl. Which one do you think they're going to want to try? They've already tried the Quest 3. They know what that is.
Nobody would care about it. Sorry, I know some guys like they say, okay, it's gaming console, and I agree, but nobody would care. Like. Yeah, I mean, sorry. It's just exactly. It's a Nokia phone. It's exactly this.
It instantly became irrelevant as soon as I saw that digital twin. Sorry.
Yes.
It's irrelevant.
Yes.
I'm never going to put one on again until it beats the Apple device.
But it's much more profound what you're saying. Not because the quality of pass-through is good, and it's not because
they can't beat it. Do you know why they can't beat it?
They have no ecosystem. There's nothing connected.
Let's talk about AirTags, because an engineer.
Oh yes, near field communication. Yes, let's go.
He said, "Why do you think we did the AirTags?" I said, "Oh, so you can find keys under your couch or something like that, right? Figure out where you left something."
Nope.
No. It had nothing to do with that. That was not the first team meeting. The first team meeting was, how do we make the Apple Vision Pro better? They have little
Oh,
radios in them that spit 3D location into the air. I have 15 of these in my house. It helps make the whole digital twin steady.
wait, and that's why
This
you can
fucking
look
digital
with
twin
vision. Wait,
feels like the real world.
do you have your Mac standing somewhere? Look at it. It will actually, you just look
I
at it.
know.
It will, exactly. This is
It's
it.
fucking
This is
insane.
freaking it.
People who haven't tried it, you got to go to the store and try it and give it a good try. Like 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, you're going to call me up and go, fuck.
Yeah, it's exactly. I remember when the first iPhone came out, and I bought it, and it felt like I was geek for Windows phones. Okay, I was smartphone geek. I had all PDA tablets. I had all the Windows CE phones and things like that. And then Apple iPhone came out, and I bought it, and it felt like magic. I said, shit. Okay, it has 7 apps. I don't care, but the internet worked, and I was like, damn it. It's just
I
so
was
good.
interviewing Nokia CEO an hour after Steve Jobs announced the iPhone.
Oh my God, I can imagine what he was saying. Oh, nobody will buy
Arrogance.
it.
No, he said Cupertino can't make phones. They don't have good cameras. I know what kind of camera.
Oh,
And he
okay.
was right.
I can give you a story, real story. When I was
He
doing
he dissuaded Nokia from going to release their next version of phone called Meta.
Yeah.
But by the way,
Yes,
I the same story. When I was doing long time ago the chargers for electric vehicles, when I created the new generation charger for electric vehicles, I had a meeting in Audi with a
Yeah.
very high ranking like vice president of e-mobility and electric vehicles. And literally I came into this meeting by Tesla. I had Tesla, right? I drove in and I'm meeting with the guys, and so Tesla came up, like I something about like I came by Tesla, and I said something, and they were like Tesla. I said, okay, what do you mean, guys? They're like, oh, they're doing toys, we're doing real cars. I'm like, wait, guys. I said, wait a second. And it was like, I think it was like 2017. Okay, it's a long time ago. I said, guys, can I ask you a question? Do you take Tesla serious? They're like, no. I said, I think you should, because like I said, why you think you don't take them seriously? They said, because they cannot do interior, it's bad quality. I said, guys, what do you think? What is easier to learn? How to make better seats and interior, or how to make great batteries and software for the batteries? And they're like, doesn't matter. I said, no, you don't get it, guys. You are dead already. You are
Now
dead.
that I've seen a real digital twin, you soon will not care about the interior of your car.
Of course you
You're
won't.
gonna
But
put
what
on
I'm
a pair
what
of
I'm saying is,
glasses,
no.
and it's
Let me
gonna
finish.
it's going to take you to the moon,
What?
and you're going to be driving around the moon soon.
Yes, of course. But what I'm saying is the underlying technology matters, and what these guys don't understand, like Nokia guy didn't understand what matters, and the Audi guys didn't understand what matters. That's why they're going out of business right now. Like they literally go, Mercedes is going out of business, Audi is going out of business, Volkswagen doesn't know what to do, and Chinese are taking over, and Elon Musk is taking over. Like that's exactly why, and that's exactly why Nokia just died. They just didn't know how
I spoke
to
to
act.
Mercedes R&D in Sunnyvale, California. I talked to about 100 of the engineers in a speech, and I asked them at the end, tell me why you're not competing with Tesla. Tell me about the screen, first of all, because back then, 10 years ago, the Mercedes cars had a knob between the seats to control the computer on the screen. It's a bullshit user interface. So I asked them about it. We tried to do touch screens like Tesla, but our management doesn't want fingerprints on the
It's not
glass.
safe. It's not safe. I remember they were saying it's not
It's
safe.
German, or it's a German company. They didn't want the fingerprints on the glass in their products, right? They wanted it to always look beautiful.
Oh wait, by the way, speaking of German companies, so we have Terry Schlussel is here from Deutsche Telekom. Let's bring him here as a speaker. I think he's
so
from
Robert,
Germany.
25 minutes you've had it, and you don't feel dizzy or anything? You're still wearing it?
I'm not wearing it. I'm getting in the car right now. Sorry.
So there's
What? You are not wearing it in the car? Oh man. And you call yourself a pioneer? You call yourself a pioneer? You're not driving with it yet?
Give me a week with the thing to get used to it, and you'd understand what it does, right? And where the blurry spots in the digital twin are.
You have autopilot in your car. Why do you don't even care, man? You just turn on autopilot and go.
I still am legally responsible until Robotaxi comes, right? When Robotaxi comes and the AI works really well and doesn't try to kill me once in a while, then
can't you just use FSD beta and just let it do this thing?
Okay, now we lost Robert. Terry, hello. Good evening. Guten Abend. Wie geht's?
In the Waymo, because there's no human in the car, right? It's ahead of Tesla on quality score, but it only works in San Francisco and Phoenix and a few other places. It's coming, and it'll come to you.
I still remember the day when I had my car in 2016, when I bought it, and I had autopilot. I bought it by priori, but it was not active yet. And then I remember one day they just landed the update, and autopilot started to work. I remember that day. It just was insane. And then, within 3 weeks, they made it so much better that I was like, wow, okay. And I'm still driving the same car, by the way. Like 8.5 years later, I'm still driving the same car. And I know I don't have full self-driving beta or whatever, but that autopilot, which used to be, the first gen autopilot, is still insanely good. I still drive it and use it all the time. It's just that good. It's crazy.
So Apple in Silicon Valley is driving around a bunch of cars with a black box on top. It's an autonomous car. Now that I've seen a real digital twin, I'm like, oh, that's why they put 50 lidars in that thing and 50 cameras.
Of course.
We're gonna make a digital twin of the street that's gonna be fucking insane.
When do we think the Apple car is coming? 2030, 2032?
Let's say 2028.
2028.
It's Apple, so 2030 is probably the real date.
Yeah. And do you think it will be still Tim Cook or someone else?
Does it get to the middle of nowhere? In Idaho. I don't know yet. It'll get to the popular. It'll be in Boise, Idaho, for sure. But middle of nowhere.
Do you think it will still be Tim Cook or someone else will bring that product? Because Tim Cook looks like this is the last product for him. Like I think the last product line.
Now that I see what they're doing, he's going to stick around for the glasses, which are also coming around 2028, so that you can see what's scheduled up. Autonomous vehicles scheduled for 2028. Augmented reality glasses are scheduled for 2028. Robots are scheduled. Humanoid robot is scheduled for 2028. Right? And
you think Apple will do humanoid robots?
Competing there, right? Tesla has the fastest learning AI that we know about right now, right?
Do you think Apple will do like bots, like robots, autonomous robots?
Yes. They're going to have to, otherwise they become irrelevant.
Okay.
A robot gets in your house, all computing changes from that day on.
Robert, were you at CES?
I went 25 times, so I didn't. I helped. I interviewed the guy who won CES.
Because there were a few micro OLED, micro LCD, micro LED display makers. They all aiming for 4K by 4K now. So there'll be a bunch of competitors this year.
Nah, but this is that. Here, hold on.
For example, we're talking about Xiaomi and Huawei. They have this.
You know what?
Hold on.
All that means is version 2 gets sharper because
guys. Hold on. Hold your horses. As someone who's working on a PC VR headset and has a lot of input into the lenses and screens, I want to hold your horses, because one thing is to have a very good screen. Another thing is to have amazing good optics. Optics is more important than screens, okay? And the combination of two, because you make optics for particular screens and you make screens, and these are two interconnected things. So first of all, the innovation in the screen size and screen technology and screen brightness and screen quality is not as fast as you can imagine. It will be fast, it will accelerate from now on, but it still needs time. That's why I say the product cycle for Vision Pro will probably be 2 years. And I don't think we'll see a huge innovation in screen themselves. We will probably see better innovation in cameras for the pass-through and the size. So the size of the glasses will become smaller, but the screen and underlying lenses and the field of view will probably still stay round about the same, plus minus 5 degrees, 7 degrees. And by year, you will be able to get squeeze a little bit more degrees out of that. But don't expect to go from 2K now to 4K per eye in the next like 2 years.
They
There'll be a
will
hand
not be
of
able to catch
companies.
up. Is that what you're saying? The other companies?
No. What I'm no. I'm saying there's just two companies right now, or probably like 2.5. I would say 2.5 companies in the world who could produce or even dream about producing the same screen, or not, like the same category screens as Sony producing right now for Apple. Do you know the scrape rate of Apple's screens? It's probably around about 80%.
I think BOE.
So they're throwing away 80% of the screens because it's not meeting their quality assurance
The BOE
control.
at their booth.
Which is why they can't make any, and that's why the price is
Yeah,
high.
the BOE is trying. The BOE is trying to
BOE was
become
telling me
the
they were
second
superior
supplier.
already. They were making better
Yeah.
resolution.
Okay. I wanna see that. I wanna see that
And that's
first,
just
because
one.
that's
I saw a bunch of other ones coming with 4K by 4K, and I'm sure there'll be other optics that'll be pretty good.
It's great that they have chips to show you at the back row of the CES. They can. Your real question has to be: can they make them in Apple scale and millions
Exactly.
and millions?
Can they Can they make them at a scale
It's
and
one
without
thing
a
to make, the 100,000 VR nerds, or there's really only 5,000 VR nerds here on X. I have a list of every single one of them. It's one thing to make a product for those people. It's another thing to make it for 100 million people.
Yeah.
Exactly. And at a scale, at an economical scale, and in the price, because you have to realize Apple is paying, like, the big part of the Apple Vision Pro cost is the display. And the again, the scrape rate is what defines the how far they can push it with the orders and how many people can buy it. And that's why they had to make it.
Silicon Valley is called Silicon Valley because we make silicon chips for computers, right? When you make a new chip, the yield rates suck because you have to throw away a lot of the pieces, a lot of the displays on a
So what
wafer because
I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say here is, yes, the displays will become more available, but don't expect miracles, and don't expect very cheap 4K per eye headsets with really good quality like next year or even this year. It's just not happening.
They have no way to make the digital twin. That's
they will be. It's not happening.
You have to have an M2 chip on your head.
Anyone,
21% of that chip is AI inferencing, and it's building the digital twin at a high resolution. Until you get that kind of AI in your head with a pair of these high resolution cameras, you can't compete with Apple.
Absolutely. Anyone who promises you a headset, a cheap 4K per eye headset, which will be sub $1,000 or whatever, is just simply lying to you right now. It's not possible. And it's just to make optics as good for those 4K displays you have to start R&D 3 years ago. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you had to start 3 years ago at least.
You agree with seeing VR more than
he started patenting this in 2007. That's the other thing. Apple has patents on things that the other companies don't. So if they try to put it together as a product, the lawyers at Apple are going to go after them and say, no, you're not allowed to make your product. Look, Apple had to give up on the sensor in the watch because they stole it from another company.
Yep.
Okay. I bet it's the best so far, but people have been working on this for 10 years. So I don't think Apple can just take all the patents and just starting now.
Yes, it's not all the patents. It's not all the patents
that nobody else has. This is a company that has been working on this since 2007. Nobody else at this scale has been. Nobody else. That's why I was so excited by this product and why I wrote 3 books on it.
Okay, but I'm just saying,
there is no other competitor to this product. Let me tell you that, because I could see it coming for 10 years. There is nobody who has the talent, the data, the money, the brand, the trust.
Of course.
Nobody.
And I'm sorry, and the ecosystem, because that's where Vision Pro shines. The ecosystem.
There's 15 ultra wideband radios in my house, which help the headset keep the thing steady. Nobody else has that. Nobody.
Okay, but just Robert, just to tell you, there's 4 suppliers now of the 4K by 4K micro OLED. That's just on the micro OLED.
Stop worrying about the displays. They do not matter. I'm trying to communicate with you that the game is over.
I think it's just starting. That's what's exciting.
No, it's not. It's over, actually, and you'll figure out someday.
So okay, let's play devil's advocate. Like, okay, we know for a fact that Samsung and Google were caught off guard, pants down, when Vision Pro has been announced. They had to scrap everything they were working on, and they started from zero. Clearly. Now the question is, with the Android ecosystem, that's why Google didn't want to allow Meta to have Play Store on their devices. You can sideload it, but the Google didn't want. So what I'm trying to say is, like, I think if they really try hard, and if they really use smart heads, the only contender in an ecosystem to Apple could be remotely, maybe in 3 years, Samsung and Google, maybe. But I don't even this is questionable. Like, honestly, even that is super questionable to me, because I can't the ecosystem
why
play.
Do you think that is? Do you know Apple's hatred of Google internally? Google ripped off Apple, and Google ripped off Steve Jobs, and everybody who works inside Apple thinks that way. They hate Google with a passion.
Yeah, of course.
So they've made patents to make sure no other company can rip them off. They have patents to protect what I just saw in the headset today. You're not going to see a competitor of any note anytime soon, unless they have very deep pockets.
I think the Chinese
like
have very deep pockets, and the Xiaomi, the Huawei, all these guys.
But you're not listening to me there either. Chinese product is not going to be allowed inside America. So
I mean, I believe in Chinese innovation. Chinese are really great in innovation right now.
And they have, but Apple has to compete with that in China.
I agree with you, Robert. Like, the Chinese are they became really amazing in innovation. The problem is, like, there are great Chinese cars, electric cars out there.
Did you
but
not
can't
pay
buy them.
attention to me for the last week? Warner Brothers head of product says I'm right. He's building for the Apple Vision Pro because he sees a new market coming for the movie industry.
Of course.
We have a movie industry here. China does not. Nobody in the world watches a Chinese movie. They all watch American movies. Even in China, they go to Chinese Disneyland. Disney built Disneyland there. They go to American brands. They love American brands there. It's a new experiential age that just started this afternoon for me.
Oh yeah, I mean, you haven't even watched a 3D movie yet.
The day of the content. Now, if you tell me you're going to put those displays on a product and then bring me some content, I'll start listening to you. But right now, you guys have no content. Apple has all the movies, all the TV. It has their own billion-dollar movies houses. Right?
100%. 100%. It's again
this service with many times more than Meta has in its headset, with Pilates classes, dance classes, bike classes, running classes, all sorts of classes, weight classes, right?
Absolutely.
By the way, the Apple Vision Pro has an eye sensor on it that can see 13 diseases on the back of your eye. No other product can do that yet.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's Mark Stein, Scott Stein from CNET is tweeting 6 minutes ago. I like looking at all the Vision Pro reactions in Vision Pro. Yeah, I can feel him.
Yes, it's fucking insane. When you're looking at your iPhone in your hand and it looks like an iPhone in your hand, and you're looking at a chip, it's fucking insane. It's
the best way to consume reality is through virtual reality. It's exactly what will be. It will be.
This is why Apple calls it spatial computing, and all the VR people are like, it's a VR.
No, it's correct. They're right. I'm a VR person. I'm a PC VR nerd. And Apple is right by calling it spatial computing, because it's not directly VR, nor directly AR. It's something in between. And it is spatial computing because it's running M2 chip. It's a laptop on your face, which can do laptop things. It's correct. A PC VR headset is a VR headset, and it's rightfully so. But it's a completely different thing from what Apple has built. It's a very different thing. It's completely two different markets. If you want to have like a crazy game with a PC, if you want to write Cyberpunk 2077 in VR, and you want to experience, I don't know, the most crazy VR party with some, you will go and you will have a PC VR experience. But if you want to have a present spatial computing, you want to have your emails and you want to have your TV, you will use Vision Pro. And they're absolutely right by calling it spatial computing. I have no problem for them to trying to say it and let people say spatial computing, because it's not freaking just VR, nor it's just AR. It's in between.
It's thanks to the ARM CPU. It's the ARM powered VR. That's what's the future, not these Intel things that run basically your x86 games.
It's the active resolution. This thing it has a lot of voxels around you. It's very high resolution, therefore it looks real.
People,
Zuckerberg
by the way,
doesn't have as much
comments. John
resolution.
Lockwood
So
says,
even though they're both technically the same thing, they're showing you voxels. One
so,
looks cartoony and low resolution and blurry, one and watery. One looks like your fucking hand in front of you.
yeah. So, some comments from people who are listening. Thanks, guys. By the way, John Lockwood says, "Love hearing how emotional Scobleizer is about the Apple Vision Pro. Lol, I'm loving Scoble's passion in this." Nikolai says, "The future is so exciting. 4 years ago, today's progress looked so far away." I mean, for many people, today came completely unexpected. But we were so much waiting for this for 10 plus years. I was waiting for this moment, and you, Robert, I know as well, and many other in VR XR industry. We're just waiting for this,
Now we
and
can
now
see how we're going to get the dream. Peter, who was the CTO of Mataya, was showing me monsters 12 years ago on the sides of skyscrapers in the parking lot in their Munich, Germany headquarters. And that set up my dream. I wanted to play with that. And
Yep.
now I see how I'm going to take this out in the street and do things like that, because developers are going to do things like that.
Just don't take a shower.
It's going to be dorky and it's going to hurt, but I don't care. I'm in Silicon Valley. We're dorky and we hurt all the time. Walk around.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, Terry, I already kind of welcomed you. I'm sure if you hear us or you're able to speak. But guten
are you
Abend,
getting
sir.
one also?
Yeah, I can.
What's
Hello?
that?
Arthur, are you getting the headset? When are you starting to use it?
I am getting it on, probably because I'm in Prague, so it will arrive to Prague like Wednesday, maybe Thursday. We'll see, depending on the carrier.
What will you be doing the first couple days?
Oh, so my
disappearing. We will hear no communications.
Exactly. My evil plan is so. By the way, Robert,
The second you see it, Arthur, you're gonna go and try to get your coding environment up, and you're gonna try to fucking build Somnium space in this.
No. Okay, guys. Listen to me very carefully. Okay, so as you know, we're building, and I'm building my own PCVR headset. Okay, very high res, super high field of view, whatever. What I'm doing first is I'm comparing the lenses and the quality and the field of view and the through the lens footage with the Apple Vision Pro against Somnium, just to understand how much higher fidelity Vision Pro has, which I believe it does, of course. Number two, I have an evil plan. Okay, first of all, I have Robert.
Completely satisfying on field of view. It still has a little edge.
Exactly, because I'm used right now with VR1, with Somnium VR1. I'm used to 130 degrees horizontally, which is a lot. And I want to see how much more limiting it will feel to me. But anyway, first of all, I know I will love Vision Pro, by the way. And some people in our community, they're like, Arthur, why are you tweeting so much about Vision Pro? Because you have to tweet about your own headset. I'm like, guys, you don't understand it. I am the VR enthusiast first and the CEO second, not other way around. Please remember that. I'm a VR enthusiast. I care about this industry. I celebrate today's day.
You're not stupid. You're an entrepreneur, and a lot of rich people just got their Vision Pros, and so
of course. But wait. Let's first of all, Robert, I want to give you credit for one thing. 2 years ago, remember with our passionate discussion about Vision Pro and how Apple will reduce the headset, one thing you kind of curved in my mind, because I am a PC guy, Windows guy, I am an Android user, and you said to me, you mean I use iPhone first? I use iPhone until 3G, and then I just switched to Android because it became more mature, and I just like more customization, whatever. But I just want to say that because of you at that time, you said, buy Mac, buy iPhone, get yourself into the ecosystem so that you're ready. And I said, fuck it, I'll do it. And I did it. I started to get myself into iPhone. I have two phones, Android and iPhone. I have MacBook, and I of course use Windows most of the time. But I got into this ecosystem, and I was preparing for this date, for today, all this time, because now I can just seamlessly switch from my iPhone to the Vision Pro. And my evil plan, that's what, I want to answer your question, guys. What will I do the first day? So I have MacBook, and I will run Parallels on MacBook, and I will run Windows on them. and I will work on Windows in my Vision Pro and do all these kind of things inside Vision Pro, but I will be on my Windows, and this will be my home setup. I'm not using monitors. You will freaking not see me use a monitor ever again. And by the way, I salute and applaud to Apple, because all their MacBooks are basically fanless. Like the Pros models, they have fans, but I never hear them. And like it drives me nuts with the Windows PCs how much fans they are going off, and it just drives me crazy. So I'm just switching my home setup from. Of course, I have my PC 4090 for my VR, like hardcore VR stuff. I love it. But the Office PC, the laptop, the Windows laptop, just goes out of the window, and the MacBook replaces it, parallels, running Windows, and then Vision Pro. That's my evil plan. That's what I'll be doing. And probably you will see some videos on my channel about that. But of course, I'll be testing Vision Pro. I'll be playing around. I'll be soaking in to better understand what the future holds. I understand it now, but I want to kind of see it with my eyes. And hearing Robert being so excited, I just fucking cannot wait. Sorry, these 4 days will be the most painful days in my life.
You'll be
probably,
the first one to get a blue screen on the Apple Vision Pro.
Maybe. I mean, look, if I have to hold this torch and be the first guy with a blue screen. Sorry, Robert, we're losing you. What did you say?
No, I just was making fun of it, that it was like cool to see a blue screen on a virtual screen and a VR headset.
Yeah, I mean, look, Robert, you know, right? I did, like, today I saw Scott Stein. He did he tweeted that he was the first person to use Persona live on CNN. And I tweeted at him and I said, yeah, you're right. And it looked amazing and it was super fun. But I was making TV live interviews from Somnium Space Live for what, 3+ years already? And I totally know it's the future, because nobody would want to be the real them. You want to be freaking cool robot and avatar or lizard or whatever, and you just want to do those interviews. You want to speak in those meetings. I have done probably 75+% meetings on Zoom call from Somnium Space. If you see people's reactions, like, people cannot speak for the first 5 minutes. When they come into Zoom call with me and I'm live from Somnium as an avatar and I'm walking around Somnium in my parcel and driving my car, they're like, what the hell is this? Like, how is it even possible? How can you, what, the full body tracking, like, it's insane. And people are they're shutting down. They cannot speak for the first 5 minutes. They can just not handle it. That's the future. That is the future. And it's absolutely happening. It's gonna change everything.
Yeah, I think one of the things though as well is,
as a fish, it causes a lot of chaos in a business meeting, but you're all gonna do it.
Of course you're gonna do it. Of course.
Yeah, I think one of the things there, and even from listening to the way you were mapping out your room, Robert, is the amazing thing to me is spending so much time in Somnium. I've been doing bills and looking at the sort of aesthetics and the ambience and how you set a scene for somebody to come in and facilitate these meetings and conferences. And the idea, as you were saying earlier on, talking about the experience of sharing a room or sitting in your living room with other people, it's going to really lift the roof off this. And I think it's going to make all of these sort of niche things that we've been hanging out for so long more mainstream.
Of course,
and it's going to empower so many creators. And I think the one thing for me as a creator is this creative economy is going to explode, and it's going to bring in a lot of the digital art movement that I've been sitting around. Arta knows this. I've been sitting around with Tumbleweed in VR environment now, and you're there just seeing where this is going, and you know it's going there, but you're there, Tumbleweed, you're snag listing your VR building, you're getting back into a builder, you're coming out, you're positioning artworks for this flood of people that's going to come and enjoy the experience that you know is coming. And I think this is the beauty of it. And this here, listening to the joy of you with this headset, seeing where that's going and knowing where it's going. This is the next evolution of this movement.
Oh, totally. I totally want a Somnium space that matches my kitchen's quality, right? So I'm
Yeah, I mean,
really
it will
looking
come
forward
in
to
a
when
little bit
Arthur
different
gets
way
his
how you
headset.
expect it to come.
I
Yeah.
guarantee you next weekend, Arthur, you're gonna block all calls and you're gonna be coding like fucking mad because you're gonna be in flow state like you haven't been in a while.
Yeah, my developers are already scared because, you know, they know what's coming. Our team knows. First of all, they already know that we're porting a little bit different, but still Somnium experience, but in a different way. I don't want to give up too much, but it will be a very innovative way and innovative take on that. But of course, they like
Here's a feature request, because Somnium Space is so big of a virtual place that I don't know. I don't know how to look for my friends in there and stuff like that.
Oh, you don't wait. So forget about what you've seen, Robert. Like what you've seen when you were last time in Somnium.
To put on my desk that I can watch a piece of Somnium Space, just leave it on my desk and just see what's going on there. If there's a good concert at the conference venue.
Again, what you have seen 2 years ago when you were last time in Somnium with me. Forget about it. Just cross it from your mind. Everything has changed already. Robert, you will be able to do a video call from the world into the world directly within several weeks from now. So you can call someone who is inside the other world in Somnium from inside the Somnium and have a video call, or you'll be able to call from your PC to inside the world to your friend who is right now in VR. He'll pick it up as the virtual avatar while walking inside VR, answer you. You would have a real-time call, and you can join and jump in and do this. That's what we're bringing right now. Like that is what's coming. And I don't want to comment on Vision Pro and other stuff which will bring, but this is what's coming, and it's going to be insane. So the future, the future is insane. It's just not evenly distributed. The majority of people didn't know that VR existed or XR existed, and today they are walking into Apple Store, they're seeing this headset, and they're like, "What is that?" And they're like, "Come in, try, come here," and people will be blown away. And suddenly people learn things like, "Oh, there's a foveated rendering," or there is this VR thing. It blocks my vision.
They're not going to worry about any of that. They're just going to be like, "How do I hook? How do I get CNN on here?"
Yeah, of course. Sure. I mean, but they will
in here,
subconsciously they will start caring about those things because
as soon as their friend who also has a Vision Pro or glasses in the future tells them, "Oh man, you should see what the AI artists are doing over on Somnium Space," right? And then all of a sudden they're going to be like, "What's Somnium Space? Oh, it's the coolest place on the Vision Pro. You got to get an app or a layer, whatever, and then you're in. And let's go on a tour together." Right?
Yeah.
Take you around. That's happened in VR chat, right? But VR chat's just a lot of polygons and very low quality. Somnium Space, I don't think it's as good a quality as my kitchen. You say it improved though, huh? How high a resolution?
It improved dramatically, and it will improve even further. But I should give you a tour probably in a month when we're live too. So you should have a look at it as well. But I mean, I know you'll be very busy with Vision Pro for the next 2-3 weeks. You'll be.
No, it's a permanent device. I can tell you that already.
Exactly.
I'm not going to want to go to my desktop computer. I'm going to first put on the Vision Pro and try to do it on the Vision Pro.
Does it come with a free neck brace?
It's not.
Does it come with a free neck brace?
It's the pressure on your face that bothers you. It's not that. I mean, I've had heavier devices on my face. It's just there.
Yeah, but you didn't use the second strap today, right? You just used the solenoid bed, right? So it will solve that problem.
I haven't even started getting used to it. How to get it comfortable? Can I lie down and get it right? I haven't even. There's a lot of experimentation to do.
Oh my God! I love you, Robert. I love you and hate you at the same time. I love you because you're amazing, but I hate you because you already have the Vision Pro, and I cannot wait to put it on my face. Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ.
You know what part of what's coming because you built your own high resolution.
No, of course. No, because I'm already living in a future where I'm 3K per eye with a super high brightness, super dynamic range, and 130 degrees FOV. I'm already partly there. But the problem is I want to try the full spatial part of it, with the full ecosystem part of it, the running the apps. Like in my headset, you can do best PC VR gaming today, like I guarantee you, but you cannot do all the other things.
even the setup, it hooks into the phone. You take a picture of the code, right? It just is really, or you start it up with the phone. It's just the integration is really, that's pretty good. I'm sure there's hundreds of things that don't work right, and I'm sure there'll be updates every week, and fix some of them every week, right?
Yeah, but by the way, I want to say one more thing. The personas Apple brought, and they call it beta, but it's insanely good. I am shocked how good it is. And that is all those years. And now I realize why they switched from the Touch ID to actual Face ID.
Because you were sucking your face off the whole time, right?
Yes, they were preparing the models to be able to do that under a minute. They have the best looking, the most precise avatars and face tracking, eye tracking, and lip tracking and tongue tracking by a mile. It's not even close to anything else. It's not even freaking close.
The first second you put it on, you're like, "Fuck, this is not Zuckerberg's device."
It's just insane how
it looks like you're in your kitchen. Immediately you know you're not in Zuckerberg's device because Zuckerberg's device doesn't look like your kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Quest 3 in my opinion, like the way how they
it's getting better, but it's not. You put your hand in front of your face, your hand looks like your hand. It's that sharp.
Yeah,
Vision
Pro.
Insane, right? I mean, if you got your head in a you have had high resolution screens on your even 3K is pretty good.
3K is amazing,
right?
You cannot see pixels in 3K.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, in 3K you cannot see pixels. There are some.
No, there are no pixels. There's no screen door.
There is no screen door. There's nothing. The brightness
is
like
your fucking hand. How clear can I make it? You're looking at your hand. And you're like, that looks like my hand. It's that sharp.
Cannot wait.
And
so when are you going to wear it again? Because you're in the car right now. You're not wearing it. But when are you going back and going to wear it?
As soon as I get my kid, we're going back home, and I remembered that the first thing I want to try is the headphones, because none of the reviews have really talked about the headphones. But when you get an AirPod Pro, new AirPod Pro in there, you unlock high resolution music.
I actually bought the new USB-Cs just for that.
The headphones in these things, right? So back home, I'm going to probably start up Apple Music and start listening to some music and thinking that. But it's hard to listen to music and then talk to you at the same time. So,
I mean, I do look. I appreciate you being with us instead of being inside Vision Pro. That is the testament to how you love us, man. Because otherwise, can you imagine like you opting not to wear?
I'm happy, man. I was worried. I was like, is this really gonna deliver what everybody said? I've had many people say they cried the first few minutes that they got it on. It was so good. I'm like, how can it be that good? All right, But I understand
it's not because
people who work in this industry for a long fucking time on digital twins and slam maps and sensors and displays and all that, and doing I mean, how many people have worked on a HoloLens or a Magic Leap or a Quest or anything, right? And this is dreams being realized for a whole industry.
Do you know if you can tweet with it, Robert, can you participate in spaces with it?
Oh yeah.
You don't need.
Well, I was looking at my phone and it looked like my phone, and I was able to.
No, you can't. No, wait. Sorry, Robert. You can download the iPad Twitter app.
I'm just talking about starting it up and looking at my phone.
Of course you can do. Of course you can Twitter Spaces. You can join. You can do anything. It's a million apps at the day one. This is what the ecosystem brings to Vision Pro.
It looks like your real world around you. It's that sharp, that good. The digital twin is fucking insane.
I can't wait, man.
Right, so
your phone looks
like a phone, and it has all the icons in it. You can see who's talking. Yeah, you're seeing it through the camera on the display, right? It's not
Terry, you're in Germany, right? You're in Germany. Which city in Germany you are?
I'm actually in the U.S. So I'm just coming to on a bus.
Oh, so did you buy a Vision Pro? Are you bringing it back with you?
Yeah, it's no.
I can't hear him.
It's being delivered to my house. So it's coming straight to me. Yeah.
Amazing.
But the thing I want to say is that the emotional reaction that Robert and everybody is having is really the key thing to be aware of, right? Is that we're sublimating the details of the amazing user experience. sharing the experience. You know, SharePlay API already exists for Vision Pro today, so we can build completely shared spatial experiences right now on Vision Pro. You're going to start seeing more and more Vision Pro apps that come in and really create this sort of emotionally connective, co-experiencing home theater or whatever the use case might be. But we're going to be focusing on the emotional presence that we have with each other and not about the technology. And users don't care whether it was a waveguide or this AI neural engine or whatever.
It just needs to work. It just needs to work.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. But so Terry, you're a senior director in spatial computing in Deutsche Telekom. Like, wow, as a Deutsche Telekom, how do you see? I mean, because this thing will affect the business for sure. It will affect everything right now. How do you see like Deutsche Telekom, you know, playing part in that spatial computing, like in what Vision Pro has announced today? Like, what do you think? Like, what are your first thoughts, just like intuitively?
Yeah, I mean, our role is going to be more than connectivity, because connectivity can't be the only thing that we bring to the table. It's got to be, you know, all of the back-end functionality that enables the user experiences on the device. It needs to be, you know, our investment in media. You know, Robert's very cogently pointed out how important this is going to be as a media consumption device. And,
yeah.
You know, we have a major investment in content. Our TV platform is bigger than Apple TV in Europe, or in Germany specifically. You know, so we have a lot of value that we can bring to bear, and we're very aggressively looking at the Apple Vision Pro platform for that.
Okay, that's good to hear. Good to hear, because I think
you know the one thing what Terry brought to the fore there, and when he was talking about the effectively the human experience, is the idea. Remember when you shared, Arthur, back about the time with the China tablet and the spatial 3D and looking at a video.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That idea of sharing. So imagine your you know, relatives sharing an experience with your children on a party or a Christmas or a special occasion, and that sharing as well is it is absolutely going to be a critical component.
The layer tape tablet, like it's I don't know if you guys tried it. I think some of you did. The layer 3D tablet, like a no glass 3D tablet. I can tell you it's magical, and I can tell you why it's magical, because first of all, when I tried it, I was like, oh my holy cow. And then my grandparents were visiting us, and they are 83, 84, okay? And I gave my grandfather the tablet. I loaded the 3D model in it, and I gave him the tablet. The moment he looked at it and it, you know, that focused on his eyes and it became 3D, he was like, holy cow. And my grandmother was sitting next to him, and because, you know, it only focuses on one pair of eyes, she was seeing a normal 2D image, and she was like, what's so amazing about this? And he turned it to her, and when she saw the 3D image, she's like, oh my goodness. And that's the moment when you realize it just works, and it's amazing. And Vision Pro will be the next, you know, level of it, obviously, but this, you know, these things, some things are just magical and they just work. And
by the way, Apple's working on 2D monitors like Leah, and now I can sort of see that's how other people will join into 3D experiences, right?
Could be.
You know,
could be.
Oh, Grandma, you want to join us in the art world over at Somnium Space? Pick up the tablet, right? And now
yeah,
you're
exactly.
the 3D box
exactly.
map, right?
Or wait, imagine you, because already today Vision Pro, you can cast Vision Pro to the tablet or the phone, and people can see what you see. But imagine they seeing it in 3D. So they're seeing what you see in 3D. Damn, that is exactly what could happen.
You're holding a window to a part of the digital twin.
Exactly. You have a portal in your hands, and you know that's why I believe it could become an interim step for many people.
You told me Apple's going to get another $2,000 out of me for that, aren't you?
Man, more, because you have accessories and the stuff. It's going to be much more. It's going to be much more. I'm sorry. I have bad news for you. You're gonna spend, you know, the travel bag, the additional battery, the stand for that monitor, it will be a lot of money. You have to be ready. So your Cybertruck, which you're ordering to put the advertising, it's better be expensive advertising, because otherwise you will not be able to afford all of this stuff.
Somnium Space, so I can make some money, so I can afford all these toys.
Oh my god! Tell me the price. I mean, I already have my car. It's already full of some new space advertising on it. But tell me the price. We'll make a deal. We'll make a deal. Okay.
Robert, your kids are not gonna let you have just one, right? You'll need to get more than one at your home.
Of course you are. In fact, the rumor is there's a whole family of these devices coming, right? There's glasses that you're going to wear in the street. There's heavier devices that you're going to wear to watch a movie, right? We have the heaviest device, but they'll get lighter, but they won't get, they won't be a Ray-Ban if you want to watch a 4K display.
Yeah, I'm reading here some comments. Thank you, by the way, everyone who is joining. It's amazing to have you here. Again, we're celebrating the huge pivotal moment for us nerds, VR, XR nerds, who were waiting for this moment for 10 plus years. This is an absolutely pivotal day today. It's a celebration day. It's a day to just really admire, and I'm really loving it. And thank you, Robert, for being here. Thank you, everyone who is joining here. I read the comments here. Ray says, Metro Awakening PC VR. Yes, I need VR1. I agree with you, man.
Now I'm expecting the Tesla to start giving me a street that looks like my kitchen. The Tesla is showing me vector space, right? My street. I'm driving down my street right now, and it's all vectors. It's all gray cars. It shows me the street, but it's not photorealistic like my kitchen is.
Robert, may I ask you, because when I bought Tesla in 2016, I remember vividly when I was when they turned on autopilot, and I was driving a lot actually at night because I had some business meetings in Berlin, and I was driving from Düsseldorf to Berlin quite often, and it's like a 7-hour drive or whatever, or like 6 hours, I don't remember, but I remember vividly when driving at night on autopilot, and looking at the big screen of Tesla, how it was kind of like going through the lanes and stuff. I was feeling like I'm in a tunnel, like I'm in a pod, and it's autonomous pod, and I'm kind of like in a virtual reality. Somehow it all blends because it's night outside. It's kind of already pitch black, and you just see some lines of the highway, and it all felt surreal. It all felt like the future, and with the headsets and stuff, it will be even more like this. And I just kind of I think I saw the glimpse of the future. It's hard to explain, but it's very, very, like, the future is amazing, and it will be very, very different from what people think it will be today. Like, it's gonna be wild. What we have entered today with Vision Pro type of devices, it's gonna be wild. The next 10 years is gonna be the wildest 10 years. If we thought iPhones or smartphones is innovation, forget about it. Now it's on steroids, and it's basically, we're lifting off. We're just lifting off today.
Great,
if
Scott
this
Marty.
is the black and white TV of this world, this is the worst it's gonna look. This is the worst it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah, by version 3, this comes out, 4 or 5 years, and now I totally understand how the robot's gonna work because it sees the world like you do. It's the voxels are so small. It matches the real world. It's a digital twin that looks like the real world. The difference between reality and virtual reality just went to small.
Absolutely.
Because I put my hand in front of this thing and it looks like my hand, right? The gap between my hand and the digital hand is small.
I mean,
there's still a gap. I mean, if you took off the glasses and looked at your real hand, it's nice. It's a little nicer. There's a gap.
Will the software increase that or decrease that more, do you think, or do you think it's at a limitation by hardware?
There's things to fix over decades.
I think it's going to improve.
From now, we're going to get 10K screens in our.
No. Okay, so I can tell you from
50K screens. Right?
No. I don't think that actually is. So I think there's a lot of, because we are working on pass-through cameras for VR1. Obviously, as an add-on, you can have it, and it's it's a very high resolution pass-through. It's like 4,000 by 3,000. It's a lot of pixels we're pressing into your eyes. Yet you still see it's a camera pass-through. So I'm pretty sure it's not even close to what Apple is doing. But it's very high. It's much higher than Quest 3, much sharper and stuff. But it's not where, like, that's what I'm excited to try Apple Vision Pro and to see, like, what's the difference, how it differs, blah blah blah. But it is a lot about software. And it's a lot about having hardware working together with software. And that, again, where Apple is unbeatable, because they are working on the image processing for years with iPhones. They have their custom silicon for that. They have their custom AI for that. That's where it's it becomes very difficult if you're not Apple to be on the Apple level. It's just close to impossible today. And I'm getting sorry that I'm just going into this thing for a second, but it absolutely pisses me off when I see people complaining about Apple, like in EU, trying to not let people to sideload their own stores on Apple phones. And I'm like, you cannot. Why would Apple, if they're building and investing billions of dollars in this innovation, they test, they sell devices, they really support those devices. Why would Apple allow anyone else, sideload things on their devices if they have created this ecosystem? I just don't understand the incentive. And some people, trying to, I'm for decentralization. I love decentralization. I don't like gatekeepers, but I also understand the economy of the real world. If you build a car and if you invested your years of your life and money into this factory, you want to make money back. Of course you want to make money back. And there's no question about it. So
they're gonna make
Apple,
so much money with this in 10 years.
they're gonna
because
they're
you're
gonna they're
go to
gonna make
fights
they're
on
gonna print
Friday
money.
night, and you're gonna have to pay $100 for that. You're gonna go to movie, but you're in a movie. It's a new kind of experience, right? That's a $50 or $20. And you're gonna go to the fitness class and learn the line dance, and that's gonna be $20, right? It's gonna be endless. Or 20,
And by the way,
20
you
bucks
will
a
be the
month.
happiest. You will be the happiest person in the world by spending those $20 for the special concert, like first row seat at the
It's
concert
gonna
of.
look unreal.
Of
It's gonna
course.
look like my kitchen, man. You put me in the front row of a Taylor Swift
Oh,
concert.
I
I'm gonna
cannot
be
wait.
giving you a front row seat on a Taylor Swift concert that looks like a real fucking Taylor Swift concert, not like a
I'm
fucking thing on a 2D screen.
I'm refreshing this UPS link, the link which needs. It says by 7 p.m. New York time. It has to be
That's
this.
what mine said too, and it came early, so you can get lucky.
I'm not. It's still not delivered. It's still out for delivery.
I
Jesus
feel your
Christ.
pain. I've had many a device come
But
to
wait, but
7
wait.
p.m.
For me, it's even more painful because it's out of delivery, and then I have to wait another 3 days until FedEx is delivering it to me. So that's it's painful, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be really worth it to wait for it and then enjoy it. And meanwhile, I'll be watching your coverage and your tweets and your videos, telling us how great it
Well, I'm
is.
going to the
And
Vision Pro party tonight, so that's going to be much more interesting than I think I was planning on.
oh,
So.
you have to stream it, or you have to make some videos and stuff, man. You have to
I don't
post
know
this
the
stuff.
rule. As soon as I figure out the rules and the problem is I want to talk to people and paying attention and
Talking to
talking.
people is so 2023. Come on,
I know,
man.
but
We're in
this room is
2024.
going to
You're
have
in
all
Vision
the.
Pro. You're
You don't
you're in the
understand. It's at
metaverse.
the Ferry Building in San Francisco. What's at the Ferry Building in San Francisco? Do you know what is in this Ferry Building in San Francisco?
No.
The largest augmented reality company in the world.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
there's going to be a lot of people there who've been building augmented reality for a long fucking time. And AI.
Okay.
Because this is an AI
Well,
computer, right? It's an AI.
They should make it mandatory.
The place I'm going to is an AI
You have
space.
to wear the Vision Pro the whole party, otherwise you're not allowed to speak with anyone.
yeah, exactly.
See,
I mean, what are you talking
I'm
about?
scared of taking it to San Francisco in the rain.
Plus, Care Plus? I didn't,
You
so
have
because
electronics
I'm in Europe.
insurance. You shouldn't worry.
The problem is getting another one. If you drop it, you're out. You're gonna have to go to the
Have
Apple
you
store,
have you
wait a
seen
few
there's
weeks
already
for another one.
there's already a YouTuber who dropped it,
People
and
are
who,
ordering them again because they're seeing all the
there
excitement
is
they have,
there is a
right?
YouTuber who already cracked the screen, the front screen on purpose. I mean, this is
See, I know that's for content. That's an expensive.
and you live through so many cycles. You witness so many innovations over and over and over again, and you saw so many CEOs and companies making mistakes by dismissing some innovation, but not seeing this coming. It's just, how do you feel right now? Can you can you summarize this
It's what
moment into
happens
one
when you have the
sentence?
richest company in the world buying every augmented reality company for a decade. Right?
Do you think
I
it's
saw
just
this
that? Do
coming
you
for a
think it's
long time.
just that, or it's also,
No, it's also Steve Jobs. All right, so
yeah?
let's back up. I told Bill Gates to buy all the Web 2 companies, and he turned me down. He would have made billions. And he just on Skype alone that I told him to buy, he would have made it $6 billion because he ended up buying it for 8, and it was less than 2 back then. They decided, Steven Stanovsky, who now is a venture capitalist at Andreessen Horowitz, wrote me and Bill and said, we've decided to turn you down because we don't believe you have any business value. Right.
OMG.
Because people like that can't see revolutions coming, or if they
Yep.
can, they don't. It's too small. It doesn't. It hasn't got. I mean, the answer. His leading line was, "We run a Microsoft Office here. It's a business that has billions and billions of dollars of profit, right? And you're telling me about something that I haven't even heard about yet because I've sat next to Tim O'Reilly at the first Google advertising conference, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
he
you
wrote
tweeted
the Web
yesterday.
2 he wrote the Web 2 memo. So I was like, oh shit. I wrote him a whole memo of what Tim laid out of things and what I laid out. Right. Anyway, so I know how hard it is to get somebody to spend $1 billion in corporate world, or even 300 million. Later I asked Bill for 300 million to buy a company. He turned me down. How did Tim Cook, who went into Tim Cook's office to tell them how to spend $40 billion? Steve Jobs did. This is Steve Jobs' idea.
How much credit?
It
How
was
much? Because
patented back
I
in
think Tim.
2007, and it looks
I
like the Vision Pro. In 2007, somebody sat down and really thought through what the future is going to be.
I think, honestly, my opinion is, I think Steve was an absolute visionary and an amazing product person. But I also think that Tim doesn't get enough credit for what he's doing at
I
Apple.
totally agree with you.
I
He's
think
the most underrated CEO. And when the glasses and the robot and the autonomous car all come together, people will probably.
Yes.
He deserves to be on the pedestal with Steve Jobs, but most people don't understand that.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I agree with that
They will
100%. That's
someday.
what I want to say. It's just, I think Tim
He went to
Cook.
Chinese factories that no other white person has ever visited, I heard.
Yeah.
He did his homework.
He did. It did, and I think he, like, it just shows, the Vision Pro just shows that this is the culmination of what of his let's call it presidency, of his ruling in Apple. Of course, Steve probably has pushed this into kind of the future and outlined some parts, but to make it happen and to bring it in such a fashion, in such a way, unbelievable. Like, applause to Tim Cook, and absolute respect to him. And he should celebrate today's day, and he should feel really well about today, and rightfully so. It just,
this sets up the future
insane.
of Apple for decades, right?
Yes.
Apple can
Yes.
now stop innovating for a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
they have
won't.
the next decade planned out already, So
exactly. They won't
they can
stop,
fire
but
their strategists and still be relevant in a decade, right? Where others aren't going to be relevant, right?
yeah, but they won't ever probably stop innovate. I said, my opinion about Apple. My opinion about Apple was, like 2 years ago, and even before, was like, they didn't innovate. They just ride the wave on iPhones, and they capitalize on that and stuff. And I said 1 year ago, before they were announcing Vision Pro, I said, if they will announce a device, a VR XR new generation device, and it will be a very good device, I absolutely forgive them everything I said, and I will be on the Apple train fan again. And this is exactly what they did. And I'm gladly their fan again, because I see that they innovated, and they innovated crap out everything they could innovate, and they just absolutely nailed it. They just did. and it's a fact.
Now there
I'm
are
very
holes, right? Just like the first iPhone had a shitty camera and had shitty antennas, right? There are things that people poke at, right? It's too heavy. It's a little blurry here and
Yeah, but
there.
it's
But
small. It's like the downsides of the Vision Pro are smaller than the downsides of iPhone were. That's the whole point.
it does a lot more. It had 600 apps. The iPhone had no app
Exact
store, no
600
apps.
freaking spatial apps and 1 million normal
The
apps.
world
Come
has
on.
changed, right? So
Yeah.
the world is different today. Apple has so many developer evangelists and so much largesse, and everybody wants to be on their ecosystem because that's where the money is, because the rich people are on Apple, right?
Yes. And Katie, Katie, thank you for kind words, and thank you for being with us, and everybody who are here. I mean, again, I just
didn't
want to
hear
remind
this, so
everyone we're here because
I'm gonna
sorry.
jump out and try to reboot my phone because I'm not hearing people. So I'll be right
Okay.
back.
So okay, we'll wait for you. So I just want to say we're here to, the reason why we're here right now is not to just, we're celebrating the moment. I want to remember this moment. I have been waiting for this for a long time. Myself, bringing the headset to the market, building the social wear world since 2016, 17. Today's the day. Today's the day which will set tone for this industry for the next like 30 years, probably. Like, I don't want to over exaggerate, but it's crazy, and it's crazy good. And
Well,
I have so much respect for Apple for doing this. Like, it's just crazy how they went into it. It's a risk for the company. It's a huge risk, and as Robert said, no company has balls to actually take this risk, and Apple had, and this is amazing.
But you know what? The way you were talking earlier on about the way that you were praising as a creator of the VR1 and taking on that, the essence that a rising tide lifts all boats, and I think what has to be celebrated is the breakthrough that this is bringing to all other sectors. Because if you don't have an Apple doing it, you don't have the accelerant.
No, but I don't like this saying of the tide is rising all boats and stuff, because it feels a little bit like we're riding on the Apple's shoulders and stuff. I want, to me, it's more about, I'm so happy to, first of all, see another company believing in the same industry. I'm so happy for another company to bring a high quality product into this space. I'm very happy about people being able to experience what I was experiencing all those years in a niche market, and praising it, and them being able to experience it and understand it finally. That's what I'm excited about. I'm not excited that that suddenly probably revenues of Somnium will go up. It's fine if it does, and it's fine if it doesn't. But I'm excited about this industry, and that's why I was so passionate yesterday when someone in our Discord wrote to me and said, Arthur, I don't understand why you're posting about about Apple Vision Pro so much. You should more advertise the VR1. I said, you don't get it. If you don't understand me, you don't understand me as a person. I am passionate about this industry. That's why Somnium exists. If I would not be passionate about VR, Somnium wouldn't exist ever.
Because you're not just going after a niche of people that have NVIDIA cards, right?
Yeah,
you're going after the rich people if you show up on the Vision Pro, and they're the ones who have $50 to throw it in an NFT inside Somnium Space or a party.
But you see, Robert, I'm not even thinking like that. I built VR1 because I built this product in the first place for myself. Yeah. I want a headset which has all those things.
You wanted a Vision Pro before the Vision Pro.
Not even this, to be honest. Like, I think Vision Pro is a very different device.
Compared to you wanted a more comfortable. You wanted, right?
I wanted to have an ultimate PC VR headset which has no compromises. That's what I have built for myself, and I think that a lot of people appreciate it. A lot of people who play PC VR games, who are flight simulator, who are sim racers, who are PC VR gamers, and they want the highest quality possible fidelity, the highest FOV. That's who will appreciate it. But I built it for myself first. I wanted this headset, and it was not on the market. I wanted this headset, and I think again, I applaud Apple, and I'm not thinking about it as because of Apple we'll sell more headsets. No. because of Apple, more people will finally see the magic, which I have seen since 2015, whatever. Like that's the whole point, and that's why I'm so glad. I'm just
Yeah, but
so glad about
you
it.
know, one of the things, though, and I think quite often, and even though this can be listening to the sort of absolute explosion of amazing technology and enjoyment and seeing it and all the vision. When I was in Somnium Space in one of the buildings I built, and we gathered around, a few of us were sitting on these chairs in a virtual reality environment. And I brought people back to the essence of what works. And without all the technology, we know what it's like to gather around a fireside. We know what it's like, the art of conversation. Yes, we're in an audio signal right now, in a mono signal technology.
Yeah, we know what spatial audio is. We know what it means. Yes.
Exactly. And so bringing the enhancement of the core principle of the human experience now to something that is completely understandable, that has the experience so tangible compared 100%. To what we knew was coming, because we knew it would catch up with that experience.
There's breaking news that I just reshared. Gary Tan, president and CEO of Y Combinator, just said, hello from the Apple Vision Pro. I'm surprised at how negative the reviews were of this. This is by far the most awesome VR experience I have ever had. The visual
100%.
clarity is so good for screens. It feels retina level, and I feel like the amount of information you can absorb is another level. I decided to pair a Magic Keyboard to this and realized with full app support, I could almost certainly replace my desktop experience entirely with the Vision Pro. Curious to see if I could potentially edit an entire video, but I would also want to use the whole visual field to be able to put together footage. There should probably be a full motion screen mode for apps that are fully immersive. There's definitely a full visual field apps, photos, photo editing, photo sorting, video, creative tools, movie making with AI that won't require mixed reality, that will be significantly better than on 2D screens. The iPhone was a toy, but the Vision Pro shows us something that could actually how people use computers on a daily basis.
I'm reading this tweet.
The future is here, just not evenly distributed yet. Now,
we just said it.
Of this, the reason that this is significant is he runs the biggest venture capital firm in the world. And now he's signaling to everybody his door is open for investing in the Apple product. That means that every person like Artur is going to rejigger their business plan, think about the business plan for their 5-10 years future, and they're going to go to venture capitalists and get funding for various things. Now, I know, Artur, you don't want to do that, but you could, right?
But it's okay.
And developers in your shot are going to do that to build multi-billion-dollar brands.
Yes, absolutely.
I just wrote Y Combinator is going to become $1 trillion company because of this, because this is
of this
full
tweet.
employment plan for creators, for storytellers, forever, right? It's like seeing the first movie projector and trying to think about Star Wars 40 years from now.
Yes. Yeah. Can you pin this tweet to the spaces? I don't know how to do it, to be honest.
You go to the tweet and you can share it.
I can. Wait. Let me share via. How do?
It'll say share in Artur's. It'll say share in Artur's space.
I just shared mine with you.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, it's here. Okay, so perfect. Yeah, it's that. It's and people who don't understand this, I was explaining to my wife and to my kids. I said, guys, because my kids are like 7 and 10, okay, and I said to them, guys, because they see me in VR and they try VR all the time. Of course, they don't play too much in VR, but they try like VR1 and they sometimes we play simulator. But I explained to them. I said, guys, for you to have things spatially in your space will be so normal as for me to use the smartphone today. This how it will change. Like it will change so quickly. And they said, "Oh, I don't know." And I said, "No, I know. You don't need to know. I'm telling you this. You will for you to use just a phone, 2D phone, will feel like a past. Like for us to use the phone with keys, and not a smartphone thing like a Nokia of the past. Like that's exactly how you'll feel." And they were looking at me, and I said, "Yeah, guys, get ready. Your future is gonna be wild." And obviously, I'll be with you in there, but that's another story. So yeah, it's just so crazy. This day is so crazy. just absolutely honored just that we're in this moment and we're in this moment together. Wow, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. So yeah, I mean, investors will jump on this train for sure, and the convergence of AI and spatial computing will make sure that a small handful of people will be able to create billion companies in a much faster pace than ever before. So one person would be able to make a billion company because they will be able to code faster, they will be able to come up with idea faster, they will be able to implement those ideas, and they will be able to create something which is, this is going to happen. And ignoring this would be like, if some countries or companies are ignoring this, it will be a catastrophic existential mistake for them. Catastrophic mistake. I totally believe that.
And the other thing as well is when you're the way we were listening to Robert in his kitchen. I think it's a podcast, Robert's Kitchen, from now with his Vision Pro. But one of the things that I envisage is the way cameramen were sitting behind these massive cameras in situ. Then they got the mobile cameras and following around. Now the idea of being able to facilitate this camera motion, extreme sports, different experiences that you can literally plug in live with as this technology evolves, having digital assistants, having all of these sort of technologies bringing it to the forefront. It's a game changer.
Killer, Katie, before I let you speak, hi. Just one thing I want to add. Killer app right there 1 year ago when Vision Pro has been announced. We didn't know anything about it. We're walking down the street and I said to my friends, guys, killer app right there. Share the moment, the 3D video of a moment in a place inside the city, and then let other people see that bubble and walk into it and relive the moment of whatever you shared with that moment, and you left it in that space. And that anchored, square meter or whatever next to that tower or next to that building, and let people explore those memories of other people spatially. Just even that, like all social media, all video spaces and so everything will change. You will be able to travel places with other people who have iPhones and 3D spatial videos. You will be able to relive them.
Cameras.
Yes, you will be able to feel those things right there. This is gonna be insane, and all social media will change in probably within the next 2 years. And new billion-dollar companies in social media will be born out of those things, which were, you can cringe today if you say, oh, let's do a Twitch-like service, but for 3D videos and stuff. And people's like, why would ever, when I watch this? In 5 years, it will be normal. And now back to Katie. Katie, hello.
Thank you so much for bringing me up as a speaker here. You have got me buzzing. Just the energy that's coming from your space is just unbelievable. And I first and foremost wanted to share that. And thank you for sharing your excitement.
Thank you.
And also, it takes me back to probably around, I don't know if it was 10 years ago now, but trying on, the Oculus for the first time back when it was, remember that was in LA, and it was just the most surreal experience. And that was probably more than 10 years ago. But anyway, but all very, very exciting times. I've spoken to Robert before in a different space when the discussion about attending like live music concerts and stuff like that through headsets, etc. Robert was,
and that's why I pulled Sean up, because Sean is making a platform where you can get tens of thousands of people in a field.
That's wild.
Now I get it. We're gonna have Burning Man 24 hours a day soon.
That is wild.
And Sean's platform could build that.
Absolutely. By the way, there's a question on the Twitter. Someone tagged me. He said, what do you suggest for XR developers that have been developing for Meta ecosystem besides starting with the Vision Pro ASAP? Because mass adoption might still be few years away. Timing is still important. I would say, in my opinion, being myself as a XR developer, we're running the social VR world, and also we're in hardware. I would say if you are starting today and you want to develop, think out of the box, because you are in an incredible position to be able to risk and choose and innovate. Like I've seen some apps coming to Vision Pro which are clearly thinking out of the box. Think like this. Don't be afraid to make experiments and forget about everything. Just cross all your previous experience and think like a child. If you look at this computer, this Vision Pro thing, or spatial computing, whatever, think like a child. Like, what would be fun? How would you think about a problem and solve it in a very different way? That's what I would do. If that's kind of my feeling today. Like we would try to do and rethink Somnium for spatial computing for sure. We're doing it already. I'm doing it already. I'm laying down the foundation for something so that we can kind of discuss with the team. But yes, you have to think out of the box. It sounds a little bit cliche, but this is the case because everything changes. And of course, buy Vision Pro as soon as possible. Play with it and understand what's coming. If you don't do it, you will never understand what is exactly people are talking about. So that will be
I
my
just put it on
suggestion.
again, and so now I'm taking a fresh look at it.
Okay.
First of all, when you put it on, it turns on within about a second. That's fucking insane. And when it turns on, you see your room around you. So in that second, it created a digital twin of my room. I'm looking around. It's insane. It really is insane.
I love your live coverage of what you need to try. You need what I would love you to try if you can actually, if you can go into the app store and just download the X app, and just try to join the spaces from the X. I want to hear the microphone
that would
quality.
be so cool.
I want to hear the microphone quality because you can totally do it. And I want to just hear the microphone quality, and it will be hopefully it will be very, very good. I mean, there's 6 microphones in Vision Pro or 5 microphones. So I bet it's gonna be insane.
Well, this is still mono signal technology in spaces, so we're not even using stereo signal.
Of course. But we'll still probably will hear a good because I can hear Block. You're using a good microphone right now. So and by the way, hello to new speakers, Sean, Jose.
Should I update it? I should update it, huh?
Oh yeah, do.
Yeah, I'll update it. That way I can have it.
Yeah, update it to the latest and greatest Vision
I don't
OS.
like entering my passcode. Why the hell is it doing that? All right, so there's some work to be done. It's asking me for my passcode instead of using my phone, to look at my face or something like that.
But it does look to your face. I think you need to set up the Face ID.
That was the first time it pissed me off a little bit, right? Just a little bit.
Do you have to lift the goggles, do you?
No, you're typing.
He's getting pissed.
Fingers, right?
Vision Pro is a flop. Oh my God, everything is what we forget about what we said for the last 2 hours. It's all different. It's all different.
Well, you know what? While Robert's doing that, one of the things that I see there, I see a good friend in the audience there, Mitch Jackson, who gives. He's been on the cutting edge of every piece of technology in the legal scene and giving free advice. He's an amazing gentleman. But he's given seminars and webinars in 2D, and the move to this, the way that these seminars are going to be able to be done and shared, and people giving access to information. And Mitch has even adopted his own AI engine of his own content and quite a lot of information there. And so seeing where people in legal are going to be able to go, people like Katie who is in the music industry, people, like myself in poetry, and being able to say, I'm going to do a poetry performance, and everybody just hooks in through the technology in a way that they can pick up in high resolution. And, as I was thinking through this as well, the idea for a lot of us who talk right now in spaces, I always say this, but something, I don't know what the figure is, but something like 83% of communication is body language. And as we get to use XR, not so much, I know you referred earlier on, Arthur, to characters and avatars, but in the idea of XR or working with each other or facing one another in these spatial app environments, you get to speak a body language and bring trust and be able to read people more than just being tuned into the audio. And I think this is another explosive part of this as it's fused into the technology.
And that's why I'm so happy. That's why I'm so happy today, because
through what I'm doing with mine right now, because I think, Archer, you're going to be a little disappointed with the field of view. It feels
I'm sure I will.
You can see the edge, but it's very soft. They do it so nicely at hiding the edge, right?
Yeah, but
and
it's
have a
100 degrees. I know
gradation
already it's
from
100 degrees. I'm used to 130, so for me,
yeah.
everything below 120 is
But
like, nah.
but you turn the
It's
dial, and it turns the
That was a
house.
mini flex.
You turn the dial, the
maxi
crown,
flex.
and it turns your house or whatever's around you into
Yeah,
a
that is
3D
probably
scene.
nice.
You keep turning it, and it goes from one scene to the next. And now I'm
Robert,
in my
tell me
house,
one thing. Tell me one
but
thing.
I'm in a big field of snow right now, right? And it's
Robert,
like, whoa.
can you tell me one thing, Robert? Can you tell me
Yeah.
when you okay, let me rephrase the question. When you are in a total pass-through mode or in total VR, when do you have a feeling of higher field of view? When in your, I assume it's when you're in total path through, because you feel like you're in your house. You feel that it's higher field of view than when you're in VR. It should be probably feeling more binocular.
Yeah,
Can you tell
you
me?
notice it's not as bad as a HoloLens, which has a 40-degree field of view. Let me put my fingers, because I know how. All right, it's certainly bigger than that, but it's maybe 70 degrees field of view. It's hiding the edges of the screen.
No,
by
it's right
turning
about
by
100,
putting
but
a vignette around the screen right now, right?
but just kind of like your feeling is like with the feeling of, so I'll test it obviously, and I'll tell
Yeah,
it
yeah.
in my review, but I think the feeling of field of view when you look through as a pass through, you kind of have a bigger field of view feeling. I mean, it's the same field of
Yes.
view. It's still 100
Probably
degrees,
because
but
your hands are so beautiful that you don't even care about the field
okay,
of view.
man. Now I need to see your man. Can you make a 4K picture on your iPhone of your
No,
hands and
well,
just put it to
4K,
to Twitter?
I mean,
Tweet your hands.
it
Tweet
looks
your
like you're
hands.
looking through a
Tweet
pair
your
of
hands.
lenses, like you're looking through a pair of glasses at your hands, and only the cameras are seeing your hands, right? It's fucking insane. It really
What's
is.
your shortcut key for taking a photo through the lens? Is it like
I
blink
don't even know.
twice?
I'll tell you in a week what all my how I optimize my environment and stuff like that. I'm just starting. I'm literally updating it right now, right? So
I
I've
mean,
only had you a few minutes in this thing so far.
I just want to say,
Less
because
than an
look,
hour.
you brought an interesting point. You brought about the social aspect and body language of and of being in social VR, and we've been doing it for many years already, and I'm so happy that many more people will soon be able to experience the same magic of spatial audio, gestures, full body tracking, even though on Vision Pro it's not full body tracking yet, but still it's amazing, like avatars. Like these kind of things, they do matter. And when people try them, they will want to have more of this. They will totally want to have more. And they will, like, probably out of 100,000 people, let's say, 5,000 people will ask themselves a question, okay, can I go deeper? And then 500 of those 5,000 will say, I want the maximum of it. I want to have the best possible experience in VR with full body tracking and all those, Tesla suits and everything. That's why I'm excited about it. It's just because people will want more. They will want to have exploration kind of journeys into this kind of things. And I just
We're gonna
can't
do
wait
line
for.
dancing in Somnium Space with a haptic suit on, right?
Oh my God, with so much will
Robert,
be. With so
Robert,
much
I
will
used
be.
to teach. I was a poor student in the 90s. I grew up in a working class family, and I stumbled across line dancing when it was explosive in the 90s, and I used to teach it. So it'd be great. It'd be great. I'll give you your first class.
Right, if you ever go to Houston, there's a nightclub. There's a few nightclubs there. They have line dancing every night, and it's pretty enjoyable to watch.
Okay,
it would be fun to learn that
there's a
in your
question,
kitchen, and then go
Robert.
and
There's a
try to do it
question
as
from the
real.
audience, and then there's Kate is also raising her hand. The question
And
from
I
the
want to
audience
pull
on
Sean
Twitter.
up here because Sean's building this platform that now is, I think, between the two of you, is starting to like whole virtual world.
Oh, I know, Sean. I read the
come up with
RP1
like
demo. I need to revisit the demo again. But I just want to say, Sean, hi, and I just want to say one question from someone on Twitter, which is a very valid question. Is what's the smallest writing you can read? Maybe try the fine print on a pill bottle or something, Robert, in the Vision
It
Pro.
works.
Can you do it?
It works. I already
works?
did it. It works. Yeah.
Great. That's awesome. Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Hello, Sean. How are you doing? How's your endeavors? And how are you excited about Vision Pro?
Yeah, things are amazing. And first of all, congrats on your headset. I'm definitely looking forward to learning more because I know, the idea of having like the Cadillac of headsets that really take it a step further. It's
This is
kind of
like
like
the
when you,
Ferrari.
no,
Somebody
it's like
said
when you get a
it's the
gaming rig.
Ferrari compared to the Corolla.
I
No, it's
think
like
Somnium VR1 is like a Hummer in this. The Robert is wearing Ferrari right
Hummer.
now, and we're more like a Hummer.
I do have a fun topic to share, and I think about around the Vision Pro, and it's something that I don't hear a lot about talking about. So I would love to get your opinions. I think everyone's trying to compare like the visual aspects, what it does in VR and all this, but I feel like Apple entered into this arena to really be on the forefront of the OS. To actually control actually how do you actually interact with these environments and get people to learn that, almost go the education route, get the schools, get everyone starting to use their formats so they're stuck in the Apple ecosystem. Because typically, Apple does not enter this early. They typically wait and they really want to see something, they go perfect it, and then they come and dominate. I think they're coming out super early to control how the OS is going to look and do it. And that's something that Meta didn't do. Meta came out and just said, hey, look, here's an app store, here's a way to put games in, but didn't really change the way you interact with these devices. And so I guess Robert, and obviously great to see you, Robert, too, and everyone else, Terry, and but I'm curious on what you guys think about the OS, the direction that Apple's going, where you're not getting controllers in your hands, you're using your eyes and you're using your pinch and whatnot to actually move around in the interface. Is it feel natural out of the gates? And do you really see this as a replacement to actually using any handsets in your actual hands?
Yes.
I think the
it feels smooth. It's integrated in your room. You instantly, as soon as you get it set up, you can start walking around. You don't need to build a guardian. It feels like walking around your real house.
And that's perfect, but
it's not really
so Sean, I think it will flip. So right now the controllers are the primary tool for interacting in VR and XR. And hand tracking is the secondary tool, and it will flip. So Vision Pro will flip this trend, and suddenly the controllers will become the secondary thing. It will still be a thing, I'm sure, at some point, one way or another. Apple will sell you a pair of controllers for $399, but there will be great controllers, by the way, and they will look great, and you will be happy to spend that money. But the hand tracking and eye tracking will become the primary tool, and the rest will become the secondary. It will today, basically, we flipped it. It used to be controllers and then hand tracking, and now it will be hand tracking and then controllers, in my opinion. Because controllers for games, you need to feel haptics. Like there will probably be some different types of like rings with vibrations and gloves and stuff, but still you want to have to hold some controllers for some games and some shooting games and stuff. And that's where the pair of glossy, amazing controllers from Vision Pro will come in. Yeah. Katie, you already raised your hand for a long time. I want to give you.
So yeah, this is again all incredibly exciting. Artie, you mentioned that you are yourself a parent. I'm a parent too. Now speaking or listening to you guys talking about using this amazing technology, potentially in the classrooms, etc. I think you can gauge where I'm going with this. But how do they then? And pardon my question, but the safety issues or aspects, making sure that hackers don't get in, especially Robert, you were saying that you can actually, like, you're in your room, like that's amazing. So just as much as we protect our physical houses, how do we then protect our digital ones? Because there was a report released yesterday, it was in the news that hackers had already gotten into the system. So I would love to hear. I'm not a pro on any of this. I'm just an enthusiastic listener and on board.
I will just chime in here, and then I'll let others answer this question. I think security and safety of children in XR spaces is being vastly underrated because, again, someone who is running a social VR world and also visiting a lot of social worlds, I see that parents do a terrible job on actually making sure they know what kids are and where kids are and with whom they're interacting in social VR worlds. That's number one. I can just see it firsthand, and that has to change. And I also have to blame Meta for that, partly because they didn't bring enough tools to make sure that parents know. I think Apple is actually much better in that.
We know.
And I think Apple, Apple is much better in that. And I think in terms of the privacy and security, Apple is one step ahead even today on iPhones and in the ecosystem in terms of the parental controls and things like that. So here I have more trust that it could be more controlled environment. But in terms of hacking, I've not seen huge breaches of Apple ecosystem in the past. So might be, of course, there's always a risk. But to be honest, a lot of compute on the Vision Pro happens on the device and not in the cloud, which makes me trust more how Apple does things rather than, for example, something like Meta Quest, where it sends a lot of data into the cloud, and then God knows what happened. Oh, we actually know what happens to this data. That's why Mark is earning so much money. The privacy is basically non-existent in my opinion. So that's where I think the difference is coming. Where if it's on device and it's encrypted and the compute is happening on the device, it's a bigger difference than when it's in the cloud and some company owns that and there is transmission and whatever that could be intercepted much in a much faster and better way. Terry, you raised your hand.
Yeah, and just to add a little of sort of technical context to that, and as a developer, I'm sort of sometimes frustrated by the level of the sort of the line, right, where the line is between enabling developers to build great, amazing experiences and protecting the user. But just for clarity's sake, developers do not know anything about what the user's looking at. So there's no access to identify objects or scenery or real world or digital. Also, developers don't have access to the geometry of the room that the user's in. So content can be moved around and anchored against it by the user, but the software does not have the ability to say, hey, that's a couch and that's a wall and that's a painting. And by the way, there's some photographs on the table. Let's capture those. So it's highly protective of the user as it sits today. Now, eventually, I think there'll be some loosening up of that. But today, very, very data privacy oriented.
Yeah, but knowing Apple, they probably will stick to it quite hardcore. I mean, I think they will probably lose up a little bit, but I think the foundation of how they set up Vision OS to work for the next 10, 15 years has been laid down today, and these rules will kind of be the fundamental ones. So
pretty much. I mean, I think it's fair to say that it'll be permissions based, and incrementally they'll offer permissions the same way they've done on iOS, iPadOS.
Yeah, exactly.
And there'll be an explicit understanding by the user. Why am I being offered this opportunity? What am I going to get as a value, and what's the risk?
And it's it's going to be opt-in rather than opt-out. That's.
Thank you for answering.
The other thing, just to speak to there, Katie, as well, just one thing to add to that, on top of all the technology and the protection and the systems, we know historically that a lot of the founders of a lot of these technological advancements rarely let their children, or often let their children, near the technology that they had created or invented. And one of the studies, because I'm hyper aware as having young kids myself, is that one of the studies we had believed is that the frontal lobe development in children was up to 21 before it's fully developed. And I think research has now proven that that might be even 24, and that excessive engagement with screens and technologies can have an impact on that. So there's also not only the security side of it, but there's also the development side within children and exposure to technology as that happens. And a lot of the education systems require, how well do you teach your children technology. You see one child picks up a piece of technology, they know it instantly and they adopt it. So just having that in the background of the awareness while we're talking technology as well is important.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone answering, by the way. And just basically to land the plane here is that I'm in agreement with everything that you guys are saying. And my son, he's 5.5, and we talk a lot about technology. I'm there educating him as much as I can, but also I'm learning as much as I can to pass these messages through. So I value your responses tremendously. So thank you.
Can you guys hear me?
Thank you for the question. It's a great question.
Yeah, sorry about that. It looks like the desktop version doesn't have like the hand raise, so I just realized that a little bit too late. But I wanted to add a little bit on the security aspect of conversation, right? Because we always often think about children, but I think what's going to happen now, thanks to the Apple Vision Pro, as Arthur, as you mentioned, about dedicated hardware handling, biometrics and security. I think what's going to happen is we're going to start seeing let's say probably a revisiting about what are the, how much do we care about our, Kodak avatars. I saw some people talking online about, how easy or feasible would it be to grab somebody's Kodak avatar information and reuse it for other nefarious reasons. But I think what we're going to start seeing now is going to be, a really big social understanding about, social engineering and what are the values of these tools that we're using to, communicate online, because we're going to start seeing now probably the birth of the e-signature, right? Because it sounds kind of silly saying that.
It's you know where it leads? It leads to the blockchain partly. And I know as much as blockchain got such a shitty things, and rightfully so, because of a lot of scams in the past 2 years, which breaks my heart. But the fundamental technology of the blockchain is freaking amazing. That's why I'm building on it from 2017, and we continue to build on top of it, because it's one of the best, if not the best, technology to make sure that something is authentic and something is in your possession. I mean, that's something I mean by digital thing. Your identity or your own piece of this digital part of, I don't know, information. I don't know better technology than blockchain today. Maybe in the future there will be, but today, to prove that. And that's why I believe. So you're totally right. You're totally right. And it all converges together. AI, blockchain, and these are not just keywords I'm throwing here just to, it is actually making sense and bringing the utility to people, and will bring utility to people. And I just want to switch quickly to one more thing, because one more thing. Ant has tweeted a very controversial tweet, Robert, and he's listening to our space, and he tweeted, I quote, one second, he says, testing the Vision Pro now, and the screen resolution isn't that exceptional as people make it out to be. It's like Meta Quest 4, to be honest. You're in trouble.
He's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot. What do you do? What do you do with people who are idiots and are lying to you? It's fucking insane.
I love it.
Do you guys find it interesting?
Yeah, and so there's always people like that. Oh, I have enough resolution. Fuck that. It's not about the resolution. My
favorite tweets from yesterday from people who never tried Vision Pro were, but wait a second, Quest 3 can do everything Vision Pro does and even better. I'm like, okay.
I mean, let me put it this way. I'm looking at my phone. It looks like my phone. It looks as sharp as my phone. So
and not like wobbly thing, like blah, blah, like when you look through Quest 3 on your phone.
No,
it's like
perfect? I could see places I could fix it up, right? But it's pretty good.
But Robert, one more thing. Think about the moment when you will look at things and they will look better than they look in real life. That's the next generation of Vision Pros and everything else. They will look better than in real life. Oh my goodness. You'll be like, oh.
Because my phone all of a sudden expands into this big fucking user interface in my hand, right?
Yeah, you'll be like Superman. You'll be able to zoom in, zoom out. You'll be able to do things. You'll be able to just, tap someone virtually, and they will like. Can you imagine like you're walking in the street and someone else, like your friend, is on the other side of the street, and instead of shouting like, "Hey man," you'll be like virtually tapping him, and he will see that someone is tapping him from the left, and he will turn around, and you'll be able to speak to each other across the street instantly, because you are friends, you're connected, and people will not hear it, but you both will be hearing each other as if you were being in real life. Imagine a situation where you sit in the coffee shop, you're three people, three friends, you're wearing AirPods Pro and maybe the Vision Pros, and you can tune off everyone else except maybe the music and just speak among each other, and you will not hear anything. These are the superpowers which this device will bring you.
Do you hear any music right now?
Sorry? I'm not hearing any music.
No.
I'm not hearing music.
All right, because I'm playing music on the headphones that are not in my ears.
We can hear kind of a little bit something is happening. I can hear a little bit, but it's like, but what I try to say is like, these are superpowers you will be able to use within like 5 years, and you will be able to be in a super beat. Like, you all know the feeling where you're wearing AirPods Pro and you turn on the noise cancellation and the whole world just goes mute. But imagine this 5 times better, and also with visual fidelity and visual information around you. That's what's going to be with the headsets, and these are the superpowers which are going to be present in our lives just in a matter of years. That's exciting. So yeah, again, we're celebrating. I just thank you everyone who is joining. By the way, we have a lot of people who are joining and who just joined. We are celebrating today's day as the start of the new era of computing. We're celebrating Apple for bringing this innovation. We're celebrating the day for us VR nerds and XR nerds who were waiting for such a day for the last, I don't know, Robert, you were waiting for probably like 13 years. I was waiting for 10 plus years, but it's an exciting day.
I had dinner with Thomas Furness. He started building VR in 1965.
Okay, that's a little bit more than 13 years.
And he was the
Damn, man, you're so old.
Right?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You should not be allowed to wear a Vision Pro because you're so old. Oops. Unpopular opinion here.
I've been getting a little bit of that. A lot of older generation VR developers. I wanted to ask you, Robert, now that you mentioned that, is how do you feel of let's say the realigning of what spatial computing and XR is compared to people from the past that were working on this for a very long time?
To do this level of reality where I can look at my phone and talk to you and touch the phone and see my hands see the phone and my brain thinks it's the real phone even though it's not real at all. It's fucking insane. This is science fiction for a lot everybody in the industry. Having voxels, volumetric pixels at this level and this speed with this kind of latency is fucking really, really cool.
It's like, and that's level 0, by the way. That's level 0.
Yeah, this is like black and white TV day of this, right?
That's what boggles my mind.
In 5 years, it's going to be like even brighter, even sharper, because the chip will be 8K by then, and even more dynamic range, and they'll figure out how to fix some of it.
Like things. Robert, if you actually go to the Apple Vision Pro settings, where you can see the operating system. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like if you can read out the version number. That's what boggles my mind, because this is not a 0.1 OS. This is a hyper matured operating system. So it's very interesting how strong of a best foot forward this is when it comes to computers.
Oh yeah. I mean, again,
I have virtual screen right next to my real screen, which isn't real at all. I'm seeing it through the chip, right? So, but it looks pretty good, Yeah, TweetDeck isn't quite as sharp. Okay, so I'm looking at TweetDeck on an iMac screen. It looks pretty good, but it's a little less sharp than it would be if I took the headset off. That's just in the environment, just a little less sharp. If I get close, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. This is like the Varjo, right? The Varjo would have a sharp center in the center of where you're looking.
Yep.
And so it fooled your mind into thinking the whole thing is sharp.
Okay, here we go. There's Luma AI.
It starts getting a little bit,
Robert, could you pin them? Could you go to Luma AI Twitter? They just shared a video. Here's a peek into the future of immersive memories with Luma. Can you pin this tweet into this space? Because this is Luma AI. This is crazy, and this is exactly what we talked about. This will become, today it's just day one, and I'm already being blown away by things I'm seeing on Twitter, and we're not even one day in freaking whole thing to exist. Yeah. Oh my god! Now I need to go and refresh my my UPS tracking and to see if it was delivered or not. Come on.
FOMO. Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, wouldn't you say that it's fair to say that this is the best first version of a product Apple's ever put out?
Oh yeah.
That's huge, actually.
The Apple II had nothing on it when you got it. It cost more than this thing, actually, in today's dollars. It had like 2 pieces of software that you had to load on a tape drive. I mean, come on. Right? This is $40 billion being spent on your face. It's
but the 2E, the 2E was a massive upgrade.
It's interesting. The field of view is certainly bigger than the HoloLens. It's like twice the field.
I mean, it has to be, obviously.
Right. And but it's sharp all the way. Your mind thinks it's sharp all the way across. where the Varjo was only sharp in the center.
Oh, when I get into my hands, I'll test the heck out of it, and I'll tell you all things about the screens, chromatic aberrations, the color shifting, the center. Like, because I'm living this thing every day, in our development, in our headsets. So this is what I'm interested in. I'm pretty sure they did a great job with lenses. But what I'm seeing, for example, from experimental lenses, which we're doing, or hypervision is doing,
I'm looking at the panel of apps, like on your iPhone screen, right? And it looks better than that. It looks better than the iPhone screen.
How do I pin
look
this
at
message
the icons
here?
with your eyes, and as you look at the icons, they sort of pop off just out a little bit, just a little tiny bit, and you hear a little tiny audio as your eye selects it, right? So it's like
all settled.
That's something Zuckerberg can't do. He doesn't have an eye sensor.
Well, he's going to be rebranding now to Spatial, I think.
Of course.
From Meta, So yeah.
Of course.
And
I got two questions for you. So one is when they announced the Vision Pro, and it blew me away, especially on an announcement from Apple, especially because they're such a walled garden type system. They did announce that they were going to support WebXR. So question for you is, have you guys seen that there is WebXR support out of the box?
There is WebXR, but not only for VR, not for AR, unfortunately. So so that it's great that it's there. We are, Somnium Web, for example, works on WebXR, and you can go into Somnium Web already on. Actually, you can do it right now, Robert, but doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is but it's not. You cannot put spatial objects yet, and I don't think it will be possible in AR. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But yeah, it supports, and it's amazing. Thank God they do.
It's not lagged behind Safari at all?
This is interesting. If you're in VR mode, you're immersed in something, and you get too close to something, it tells you to move back. You're close to something. It's invisible guardian, right? It knows where you are, it knows where everything is in the environment. If you're starting to get too close to a door, or to your monitor or something like that, all of a sudden it tells you to move back.
Okay, Robert. And A has kind of rehabilitated himself a bit now. He said it's the guy, or the person who said that the screens like Meta Quest 4. He says that the eye tracking is great to input. 100% is just a better Meta 3 with eye tracking that is enabled. I'm not sure. Maybe that's not a kind of a rehabilitation. I think it's a next level stuff. I think Vision Pro is light years away from anything that exists on the market today, like light years, not even close.
Maybe is he comparing? So this goes actually to my second question. So I'm assuming the AR is going to be the best on the market, right? I get the pass through and all that stuff is going to be super, super crisp. I guess maybe what they're referring to, and I got a question because I'm getting mine in about 2 weeks, so I obviously can't test it myself right now. But I'm curious on comparing it from VR to VR, right? Because I know out of the gates, Apple has not used VR a lot.
I haven't played a Steam game yet. I haven't played a high refresh game yet. I would expect that to still be better on the VR side, particularly if you're signed into a NVIDIA, if you're jacked into an NVIDIA card in a gaming PC.
But you won't be able to play Steam VR games so far on Vision Pro. What I can tell you, what I'll be comparing it to is exactly that. I would be comparing it to VR, high-end VR. Let's say I'll take my VR1 and I'll compare the visuals, and I'll do the through the lens videos, 1-to-1. And I want to see the differences. I want to see the subtle differences, right? Because your eyes kind of can see those. You don't understand that you're seeing them, but your brain is kind of seeing it and processing it. And that's what I'll be obsessing for the next probably few weeks, to compare all those things and to kind of see how far they were able to push pancake lenses, how far they were able to push the brightness, how far they were able to push the color shifting, the motion blur, the persistence of the screens, the chromatic aberration, all of those things, which normal consumers will not get at the first point, but us nerds, we are seeing these things immediately, and we kind of can say, oh, okay, the sweet spot is probably 70 degrees, and then it just blurs out a little bit. The color shifts, the brightness is shifting, and things, and that's what I will be kind of discussing in my review, or in my, let's say, kind of afterthoughts after I'll use it for probably like 3, 4, 5 days. But yeah, I cannot wait. I just cannot wait. I'm sure I'll be blown away with everything. I'll be like, freaking, I don't care about the chromatic aberration. It's just great.
So while I was talking, I was just listening to a spatial audio music. The headphones that I'm using, the AirPod Pros, the Generation 2, are way better. They up level because of the high resolution music that they now have access to, and they sound fucking amazing.
Terry, you have a hand up, and also we have
I
an
just
Apple
want to add
leaker.
technical information as it relates to the question about web XR support. So I haven't checked on the final release, but prior to the final release, WebXR was enabled through a feature flag setting. So you do settings, apps, Safari, advanced, and feature flags, similar to iOS. And the defaults are off. Unfortunately, they were. Actually, it was one of the first questions I asked on June 5th last year when they announced the device. I was on site, and they admitted that they were going to support it. Now, unfortunately, it's still not in Safari on iOS, but hey.
Okay, but it's something. It's something. Yep. It's it's great that it's there. Also, we have in our audience, I see we have a Apple leaker. Nice nickname on Twitter. Do you have any leaks for us? Vision Pro 2, 3, 5. Bring us something. It's already, the Vision Pro is already old tech. We need something new. The lifespan and the attention span of people is getting very short. So Robert is already playing with it. He's probably getting bored, and we need something new, man. So Apple leaker, if you have anything, just let us know.
I think I still believe the VRs, it may be underwhelming from what I'm hearing, just because I don't know if that was a focus of Apple's, right? I mean,
it's
at the end of the day,
I'm pretty sure it's not.
I think they're trying to really build. A lot of people are like, "Oh my God, this is a massive competitor to the Meta Quest 3 or whatnot," and I'm like, it's kind of like two really different realms. One is really trying to recreate a replacement for a laptop, and the other one is much more of a gaming rig kind of quote unquote.
I would have one asterisk here is another one when the Meta Quest 3 should have stayed in the lane of being a game console, but they tried to market the AR so much, and the marketing which they used was showing the screen capture of the video feed and not the actual through the lens experience, which differed massively. Because what you're recording with the camera was looking 3 times better than actually what people were seeing through the lenses, and it created such a difference and such a stark, underwhelmed experience for many people. Underwhelming experience, and I think Meta Quest, you just market yourself as a game console and continue doing that, because you are not a spatial computer. I don't think Meta Quest 3 is a spatial computer, but they really try. They announced all those Microsoft apps, which by the way never came in. They announced all those productivity apps and Horizon Workrooms and Horizon Worlds, and in the end of the day, is anyone using Quest 3 for actual productivity? Like probably 0.5% of people. The rest is just using it for games, and then 20% of people are using it weekly, and the rest of the people are not even turning it on monthly. It tells you something. It tells you, it's a message, and what it means, Mark needs to figure it out. But in general, it's a message.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant, because if you get used to using the high fidelity of the AR component and learn to compute, and then later on they focus on the VR where you have a switch over where you can go to this really immersive, now you're spot on. Because I think what happens with the gaming rig, it's easy to compete with. Lots of people are going to come out with headsets. They're going to do different things that can do the same. But if you create an OS, and especially with the high quality, eventually, Apple's Vision Pro is going to be either $20 a month for somebody, or it's going to get much, much cheaper over the years to come. And they're going to get people that are so used to using their OS, and then they're like, "Hey, I want to play a game," and they're like, "Sure, switch over." And now you have this amazing VR capabilities and whatnot. Whereas Meta, they're all over the map. I think they couldn't figure out. Look at the Pro. The Pro came out, and it was like a rock as soon as you bought it, because they brought out the Oculus 3, and it's like, why am I even having this device? It doesn't even give me the pass-throughs that
I use it literally 3 times. And it's lying on our table in the office. Nobody's touching it. Like literally,
I have a lot of dust on mine. A lot.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of dust. By the way, another hot take I said before Vision Pro released, when they announced it, I said, guys, I think a lot of VR developers who think that they are great is gonna be schooled by a lot of iOS developers who will figure out how to make immersive apps better than all the VR developers who were building VR apps before. I know it's a hot take, and I know many people will not agree, but I think we're already seeing some of the results. Some people who never touched VR, who never developed games for VR, who never touched Meta Quest, they're going into it and they're rethinking how they could do an immersive app for a spatial, computing, and they will do a better job than majority of the VR developers which are building experiences for MetaQuest right now, including the Meta employees who are building the OS for MetaQuest. Just my opinion. Terry?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about the bifurcation, of where they're leaning into utilizing Meta AI on Ray-Ban Stories 2 versus, spatial mapping and other stuff on 3 Pro, et cetera. What Apple's doing is they're layering all of that functionality on a technical level, but what they're really doing is bringing multimodal interaction into play in a consistent environment.
Yeah.
And what we haven't seen, and the one weakness, obviously they're holding off. Robert's mentioned it, but they're holding off releasing the power of Siri, the power of their AI, LLMs. But when that gets rolled out onto the Vision Pro, then your mouth is going to just open wide for a long time, as you're just going to have an absolute mind-blowing experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have to turn on resolution music, by the way. When you get yours, you got to go to settings and turn on music and turn on the high resolution. It makes a big difference.
I
you know what?
Particularly with Dolby music, with spatial audio music.
Here's the thing though, Robert. When you have anybody with kids and they sit down and the meal is really good and they go silent. There's just silence at the table because they're eating what they're loving. You came back, you stuck on your headset, and we have heard very little from you.
Yeah,
you are enjoying your meal right now.
I'm sorry. So what are you doing there?
Funny.
Tell us what are you doing? We want to know. We want to hear.
What it did is just give me a lot more monitors to play with.
I didn't know this would make Robert this quiet. This is crazy.
It is. It's a signal.
Now, and I have monitors around on my other side, right? So now I'm working, and I'm still looking at my old iMac through the headset, and I'm still able to read that and work with it and touch the mouse for that, and I'm still able to pick up my phone and talk to you. And I'm still able to pick up my headphones
another alert.
And put them in.
Another alert. The Ant-A has just made a sin. He has put Vision Pro into MetaQuest 3 carrying box. Oh my god. I don't know, man. I think you're a lost soul. You're a lost soul. You need some praying to do. Because this is... Oh, there's one person. Marty has just shared this. So it's one person who is already driving on the Tesla in Vision Pro, and he recorded it. How can I pin messages to this? You go to
the
spaces?
message. You go share the message at the bottom right, and in there there's a option for the room.
Okay, I'll send it to you. Sorry, I because I'm doing it on another phone. I'll just be sending it to you via DMs. Can you pin them, please? I'll be just sending those tweets to you because these are very cool ones, and I want to find the Leah one. Yeah, Luma AI. Here, I'm sending you the Luma AI as well, because this is also amazing. If you can pin them into this spaces, that would be fantastic. By the way, yeah. Hello.
No, I was just gonna ask you a question. Have you actually started looking at converting the user interface to comply with like Vision Pro with Somnium Space?
Not yet, because we are currently releasing or about to release the Somnium 3.0. So it's a huge update over current Somnium, and there's a lot of functionality. Once we have that live in March, we will be switching but we don't want to convert Somnium to Vision Pro 1-to-1. We want to have a very different take on how Somnium and people will use Somnium on Vision Pro. It will be still shared space and how people will be able to interact, but in a very, very different way. And I'm kind of laying down the fundamental layer and preparing to explain it to developers, so that when we get the Vision Pro for the developers in a week or so, we will be able to start playing around with this and experimenting. So I'm putting 2 people just on that, and we will be playing around and experimenting with this. And once we're ready and when we're confident, we will port something, and we will start putting some things on Vision Pro. But I don't expect anything from Somnium to come out until the end of this year or maybe beginning of the next year for Vision Pro. We just want to take our time for that.
Totally.
I just don't want to kind of rush things out because it's too important. Like to me, until the next generation of Vision Pro comes in 2025, that's where I want to have Somnium up and running stably on Vision Pro, on Vision OS.
I'm just curious on how well it translates to true VR, apps, right? So like, I think maybe Rec Room would probably be the best one because I think they've been working with them for some time. Really, if you're on with
we'll
a MetaQuest 3, how does it compare to your interaction with a Vision Pro doing the same application?
My gut feeling tells me you cannot try to for one-to-one, even with hand tracking. I don't think that's a right approach. I think you need to think out of the box and think completely differently while trying to maintain people in the same, in the same shared spaces, but with a different spin on it, because you just cannot make Vision Pro just another dumb VR headset. Sorry for that. I mean, but it needs to have a different way how to, like, for example, bring your friends in your room, like keystone your avatar with a chroma key. That's what we can do today with Somnium. You can keystone chroma key avatars, and the environment of Somnium will go away, but the avatars will be in your room dancing with you, and you will just see a DJ, for example. But this kind of things we're thinking, that this kind of experiments we're thinking right now to have it. So thanks, Robert. You've just pinned the tweets. So there's like Luma AI tweet, and then there is the Dante tweet, the guy who is driving the car in Vision Pro.
I shared him.
Sorry. Yeah, you shared it.
Yeah,
thanks for sharing it. You guys can see it, and I just want to say thank you everyone who is with us today. Again, we are celebrating this amazing day together here, and oh my goodness, the Vision Pro has arrived. Yes. Oh my goodness, my Vision Pro has arrived. Not to me yet, but to the location which will be sending it to me. But that's amazing. I'm just looking at the pictures.
I just want to say goodbye and thank you. I didn't want to just disappear off this space, and I'm gutted because it's gone midnight and my little one is stirring. So I'll be listening, and I'll give my slot for somebody else to come up to the speaker panel. But again, thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. It's a big day.
Thank you for joining.
Your
kids will look back at today.
I'm buzzing. I'm like, I can't believe the UK can't get it yet. So I'm trying to like outsource how
they could make it happen. The chip yields aren't good enough,
Well, thank you for all just being you and having me up here. I'll switch to listening, and yay, everyone! It's been awesome.
Cheers, Katie.
If it's this good on the first one, the second one's going to be much better when you get it, and that'll be something we notice in the 3D world. Right? I haven't yet started.
You see, Robert is already bored from the Vision Pro. Are you still wearing it, Robert?
No, I'm still wearing it. I'm seeing if I can wear it.
It's inversely proportional to the amount of silence coming from Robert. We know when he's
that's
not.
true. That's true.
I'm not looking at my photos or anything. Here, let me pull up my photos. You just push the button and the menu comes back up, and you go to photos.
And I just want to say one more thing.
There's some cookies.
There are parts and pieces of everything Apple does in almost everything, not everything, but almost everything.
Oh
Apple
shit!
does
My photos look sick.
Oh my goodness!
They came to life. My photo that I thought was going to be a still photo came to life and started moving around, and it has this really soft, like it's sharp in the middle. It's really beautiful in the middle, and at the edge, it's just a little diffused. They just made it like.
Did you record spatial videos? To try spatial video.
I don't have one. My wife's phone has those, so I have to figure out how to move them over.
Oh, you have to airdrop them. You can airdrop it to Vision Pro. It's working, but because I've been recording spatial videos for 3.5 months already since the beta landed in my phone, and I cannot wait to see those memories in spatial, because this is one of the killer features of Vision Pro. Remembering and making those memories go back to life. Do you have panoramas on your phone? Because the panoramas are another...
Oh yeah, they're pretty sick too. Yeah, I have a lot. I have 100,000 photos on my phone. So.
Oops.
I think panoramas are going to be...
What's really sick... Okay, let me explain what's going on here. I'm holding my phone. I'm looking at photos on my phone. There's a big photo that came off the Vision Pro right above it. And I can't tell that the Vision Pro isn't my phone. My phone isn't the Vision Pro. It's like it's so
realities are blending. Realities are blending.
It's totally like, wait a second, what is reality here? What is not? It's a little weird.
I had the same feeling because when we were testing the mixed reality, when we were showing YouTubers the mixed reality of Somnium VR1, and we were setting up the room, and that we have a demo scene where there is furniture, the virtual furniture in the room. I kid you not. I almost sat down on this. I wanted to sit down on a sofa, which was virtual. I forgot it's not there. And one of our guys said, wait, be careful, because it's not there. I was like, oh, that's true. Man, when you start mixing the real and virtual, and I'm pretty sure Apple is doing much greater job in that, this is becoming very, very mind-blowing. Like very quickly, you're getting into this, uncharted territory of things. And
one thing I noticed, I'm not blinking, so I'm having to force myself to blink because my eyes are getting tired because the screens are so beautiful. I'm like just sucking them in with my eyes. I'm like keeping my eyes open, and so you have to take little eye breaks. So Apple should come up and remind you, hey, you haven't taken an eye break for a bit. Just close your eyes for a couple seconds, then you're back. Your eyes are fine. Right, your eyes start getting dry if you don't blink.
Robert, can we do one thing? Can you FaceTime me? I'll send you my number. Can you FaceTime me from Vision Pro?
Yeah.
1 second. Oh my God. Okay, we'll have real time.
No, not yet, because I haven't put in my Apple. I have a problem with my password, and I haven't fixed it yet because I have to leave shortly.
Okay.
Let's do that tomorrow. Let's do that on tomorrow's show. Because I'm going to start this up at 10 o'clock. And
let's do it. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'll be here, and let's try to have a call with the. Okay, someone is writing. Listening to Scoble describe the Vision Pro, confirm that Apple has already won AR/VR race. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's interesting. So sometimes selecting things is a little problematic. They can definitely do some work on that.
Can we give them the VR side? Can we just say the AR race maybe right now? Or do they already get AR and VR?
No, this is VR.
No. Spatial computing. Get with the lingo. It's spatial computing.
Sorry, yes. You got to own
that's so
SEO.
2022.
Keep in mind, I'm looking at two chips. If the chips die, if the battery goes off, I can't see through them. I'm in a black box. In other words, everything I see, even though I'm seeing my socks on my feet and my hands, I'm seeing the world around me. I think I'm in my real room. I'm not. I'm in a box.
Can you see the future, Robert?
Yeah, it's all around me.
Okay.
There's just
Sean, Robert can see the future since 1970, okay?
Great Scott, Marty.
We're too late to the party. Robert's seeing the future already for a long
That's why it's $3,500, because it can tell you what happens tomorrow. That's pretty much why you pay for it.
All right. I'm looking at a counter at Buc-ee's in Seattle, in Texas, which is a big truck stop with a lot of meat.
Mm-hmm.
I have a panoramic. The panoramic looks better in the Vision Pro than it does on my real TV, which is a $8,000 Sony 83-inch 4K OLED TV.
Yikes! The TV industry will go out of business.
Well, yes, they're going to sell them cheap. Lots of little squares of glass.
But Robert, how Apple Watch is selling more watches than any watch company in the world. Not smartwatch, but any watch company in the world. I suspect that the next generation of Vision Pro, the cheaper one, will sell more than any TV companies in the world. It's gonna just bring.
There's going to be eventually you're going to watch more TV in the Vision, in the glasses that are coming, or the headsets that are coming, than you'll watch on a 2D screen. Watching 2D screen does not make any sense anymore.
You're going to see this in schools so fast. They're going to replicate exactly what they did with laptops. They're going to do everything they did where they brought it right into the school system, get kids using this early and often, and so they grow into the ecosystem.
Well, that's weird. You can go right through the photos. All right. Yeah, it does it nicely too. Sort of. Oh yeah, it's sort of like Zuckerberg does this too. When you get close to the Guardian, right, it starts fading out in a little. It starts, letting it fades out. And same thing. I'm walking through one of my panoramic photos that's as big as my wall, and I'm just walking through it and it's cool. And now I'm gonna go out the door. By the way, augmented reality, mixed reality or whatever you call it, shit is like, this is the way to do it. This is why Apple spent so much on making sure that the reality that you're seeing is so nice inside the headset.
Oh my goodness!
It just sells you on. It sells you on. Right now, it's like, move back. You're too close to an object. I'm just walking around. You saw the guy driving, right? the digital twin that it's making is, it's not perfect. It wobbles around just a little bit as you're walking, right? Let me see if I dance.
By the way, the guy driving, the tweet of guy driving with the video was 10,000 views 10 minutes ago. Now it's 104,000 views. I'm just saying. Oh my goodness! But he got stopped by police, I think. Yeah, he got stopped by police.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. And I don't see the end of this video. It's just 23 seconds. But he just wrote "Think different." #Apple Vision Pro.
We actually had in Ireland, we had somebody initiate the autopilot on the Tesla, and the police brought him to court, and he actually won because he brought in evidence he set a precedent because he brought in evidence to show how safe it was.
Okay,
and so he actually won the case.
Okay, I lived in Germany. I can tell the true story from Germany. Okay, I lived in Germany. It was when I bought my Tesla, and I was driving on autopilot, and I had the setting to put the speed limit. In Tesla you can put how much more you want to go over the speed limit, right? And I always had 5 kilometers per hour over the speed limit, right? So I was going on autopilot. There was an 80 kilometers sign, and I was going 85. And then the radar went off and photographed me. And then 1 week later, I get a fine saying I was driving 93 or something, or 97, or whatever. Like there's probably 10 more than I knew I was driving. So I'm like, hell no, I'm not driving. I was not driving 80 or 97. I was driving 85. So I go to Tesla because, in the early days, all the employees in Tesla they were like, we knew each other. So I go to them and say, guys, I have this fine. Can you please double check the telemetric data of my car for that minute and tell me what was the range of the speed I was driving? So they go in. They request this data from US. It comes back next day via email, and I'm looking at the data, and here it is. I was driving in that minute, in that particular time, I was driving anywhere between 83 and 85, something like that, right? So the car was actually doing a job of holding the speed. So I take this data, I write back to this German authority saying, hey guys, I'm not paying your fine because actually your radar is broken. I was driving the 83 to 84 kilometers per hour. Here is the proof from telemetric data of my car. The response comes in and says, we don't care. We're a German authority. And because we had to answer you, you have to pay 25 euros more the fine. So that's basically your sense of German authority. They didn't give a damn about my telemetric data or whatever. They said no. And because we had to answer your mail, you had to pay 25 euros more. That's how you like. I'm like, okay. And then I went to my lawyer. I said, like, do we want to do something? He said it would be so much more expensive for you to deal with this. Like, just pay the fine. It was like probably 80 euros or something. So
and he said, by the way, since you had to ask me that question, you owe me 25 euros.
No, it was much more expensive than that, unfortunately. But yeah, so that's the whole story. Ended up in a fiasco for me as the consumer. But yeah, so praise your US or UK things if you have them. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, the Irish, the fighting Irish, we do it differently.
Listen, Robert is not speaking.
Of course, we know this. It's inversely proportional.
Get a camera running.
I'm dumbfounded. I've been on Twitter a long time with Robert. I've met him in person. I've never seen him quiet. This is
exactly.
This
what
is exploration. Yeah, I'm out in my backyard with the Vision Pro on, and I'm trying to figure out how to get a camera. There's a whole bunch of cameras to choose, so I guess I have to download one.
You have to go. You have to go to a pharmacy, and you can ask for a disposable camera, and they'll help you out. And there's a little winder on
it. Oh my goodness!
Robert, by the way, I found a nice app store.
That driving video has another 20,000 views since you mentioned it, and it's probably going to hit 1 million today.
Look! Shoda has shared. Robert, I'm sending you the tweet because when the Quest 3, I was not driving, Shoda. Okay, I was not driving the car. I was sitting in the car with Quest 3 on. I was not driving the car. So Shoda wrote, "I'm a bad influencer." So I influenced the guy who drove the car by sitting in my car with Meta Quest 3. But Jesus, it was a terrible experience because I was trying to hit. If you can share this tweet, Robert, I was trying to hit the UI with the hand tracking.
Yeah.
And it worked probably on the 5th or 6th time of me clicking this freaking button. Just I wanted to close.
You gotta be a little zen using this user interface and just be very calm. Take a deep breath and then pinch. It's a little crazy. I don't know where the camera is. There's no camera in this fucker. There's photos, right? I haven't.
No, you have to hold. No. You have to hold the button on the left, top left. If you click it, it will take a picture. If you hold it, it will start recording the video. The top button on the left, not the crown, but the other one.
Yeah. Press the top button.
You see, I'm prepared. Okay, go boys and girls. I'm prepared. I did my homework.
I'm glad you're here.
I don't have it on my head yet, but I'm freaking prepared.
All right, I wanted to do a video.
And that was the super nerd moment.
Oh, there we go. You just pinched on that.
I am a super nerd, of course.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh shit! Oh my god! Now we'll.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Jesus Christ! Oh,
it's like a missile targeting system camera. You know, it's like things are moving around. It's nice. It's really nice. I'm walking around my backyard and it's fast. It jitters the real world when I step. You know, so it can be improved, right? But it's fucking impressive. I see why people are going to try to drive with these things on.
No, not the try. They are already driving.
Yeah, you know.
Now, Robert, you need to go drive and then record a spatial video with the device at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you get arrested, and then you'll hit 5 million views on this video in 24 hours. Okay?
Capture the arrest on spatial.
By the way,
arrest in 3D, spatial arrest. You'll be world's first person with a spatial arrest. Okay, maybe we'll see jail in 3D for the first time. Many of us.
Jail.
Yeah.
I think they'll ask me to take it off if I get pulled over.
Oh, maybe the first mugshot in Apple Vision Pro. Come on, man.
I mean, we all get t-shirts first.
I gotta explain what I just did. I just shot a video of me walking around the backyard at sunset. It's pretty nice. And then I played it, and it's like a piece of glass, and it's like you're looking into a window. It's like wow.
Yeah, spatial video. I said day one, spatial video from the phones and Vision Pro would be the killer feature of this device. For many people, it will be just the feature.
Oh shit! There's a view immersive, which makes it VR, and now I'm in VR in my backyard, but I'm getting a tour around the digital twin. It's fucking insane. Yeah, this is cool. This is the future of photography.
Oh, I'm banging my head on the wall right now. Boom! I don't know if you hear this, guys, but I'm just here like.
By the way, I aimed it at the sun, directly at the sun. It didn't burn out. You know, when I was first in TV camera land, the
dynamic range is good. You say, huh? The dynamic range.
If you aim it at a sun, you'd burn out $150,000 tube. So right, the tubes couldn't take that.
The taste of spatial thing, like Link's device, right? The AR device from Lynx. Like one experiment we're doing always in our office when we're showing this device is they have this planetary demo, and then you take one of the planets with your hands because it has hand tracking, and you bring it. We open up the window in our office. We put the planet behind the window, and we close the window, and the planet stays there. And people are like, "Holy crap! This is amazing! Oh my goodness!" How so and I mean the Vision Pro can do it probably like 25 times better, but like this kind of things will blow people's minds. Absolutely, it's hard to explain, and I'm so happy many people will experience it for the first time soon.
The virtual pictures, when you blow up panoramic, it's like 5 feet across in my backyard. It's like a big panoramic in my backyard, and you can walk up to it like you can walk up to a real TV screen. As long as you stay a foot away from it, it's fucking insane, right? If you get close, it starts getting blurry, right? If you get real close to the picture. But on the Sony TV, this does the same thing. You start seeing pixels if you get too close to my Sony TV, right? You can't see pixels on this. There's no it's not like going up to if you go to a Best Buy or something and start looking at the 4 or 8K TVs and you get close, you can still see each individual pixel. Can't see that in the Vision Pro.
Mark Gurman from Bloomberg, the Apple guy, says the killer feature is using this as an external monitor for a Mac. Wow.
Yeah, I totally believe it. It's fucking insane.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at a big, beautiful picture, like 7 feet across, in my backyard. More than that. That's
oh wow, there's a
10 feet
person.
across.
Oh, Robert, I'm sending you the link. There's a person using a 2D like normal iOS Tesla app on Vision Pro outside, opening the car with pin. Oh my God, this is amazing. Look at this. Just pin it, please. This is crazy.
No,
This is unbelievable.
having a big ass movie screen in your backyard is sort of weird. I mean, I literally now have a movie screen. I'm looking at my pictures in my backyard, just flicking through them on a camera, and they're really beautiful compared to my $8,000 TV. Right? People say, "Oh, it's too expensive." Well, this gives you my $8,000 TV in your backyard, only bigger. Right?
Well, and you didn't have to break your back lifting it out.
Well, you know, it is a little bit like if you get headaches, this, you know, this is not going to help your problem with headaches. It's going to give you more. It's pressing. It's there. It's hard to explain it. It doesn't press in one place like my HoloLens. My HoloLens hurts me on my nose when I wear it because it presses on my nose. This is much more comfortable than that, but I am aware that
I'm hurting now of you wearing the headset, not because it's pressing on my nose, but because it doesn't press on my nose.
I can see why people wear this all day long. It's a little painful, but you know, the benefit of it is like you got a movie screen in your backyard. I could see sitting out here at 2 a.m. watching some movies in my backyard.
Yeah, I can see you doing that as well.
I sit out here all the time, right?
While I'm crying here in Prague.
No, you'll have it next Wednesday. You know, by next Friday, we're playing together, right? And
we're having
what's the wait time? What's the wait time on orders now? I'm jumping in. I'm done. I'm how long do I have to wait? I've got FOMO here, guys.
It depends. So if you order online, I checked today because I wanted to order a few more. If you order today, you will get it in the beginning of March to deliver to US address. So that was New York. But if you want to have a pickup, there are some stores across the US which still have it, and you can kind of buy it without any problem. So it depends. If you're in US, you can buy it pretty quickly. If you want to get delivered to US address, it's March right now.
All right. How do you get to movies? I want to watch a movie.
Apple TV. You have to launch Apple TV.
See, I have to set it up. All right. I don't have my Apple. Something's going wrong with my Apple ID that I have to fix.
Friction.
You know?
It's friction. But my goodness.
It's really weird because that screen of the picture and the picture screen is still there, but I'm walking away from it, and it gets a little dim as you walk away from it.
Magic of UI. That's the right way to do it.
Now I'm going to go to Mount Hood. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, whoa. Okay, now my backyard is Mount Hood. Now let's see what happens if I move. Oh, that's really nice. So I'm walking toward a chair in my backyard, and as soon as I get close, it uncloaks. It takes me back to reality softly. Like, okay, I'm 3 feet from the chair. I'm 2 feet from the chair, and it just starts showing up like it's a fog bank. And if I move 1 foot from the chair, the virtual environment goes away, and I see the chair.
Wow.
It's so nice. They did a lot of work on it. There's no Guardian anywhere.
Robert,
right?
You know
so
the way
it has to warn you that you're about to walk into a wall because you're in VR and you're playing some game and you're like getting into it, playing some tennis with your friends or something like that. It has to warn you. Right, and it tells you you're move back, you're too close to an object, and if you get close to a wall, it unlocks the wall, so you can see. Oh shit, you're not in VR anymore. You're about to kill yourself, run into a wall.
Here we go. There is another tweet, Robert, sending it to you. Understanding how Vision Pro spatial understanding is the mesh of things it sees. It's pretty insane, actually.
Just a question, Robert. You know, when you're talking about the pixelization on when you were looking at your screen, and the pixelization as you came closer, have you found just the eye tracking where you look around? Does it improve, or can you see just from the offset of the eye positioning and the tracking? Can you see a relationship on that, or is it just too smooth?
You can't tell. You can't tell they're doing Pro V rendering.
Okay, I'm adding a few speakers.
I'm looking around my backyard right now. I'm trying to look at virtual things. It does select thing. Like I have a screen with the App Store on it, and I'm just using my eyes and I'm selecting the things. I can see it selecting. It changes brightness a little bit on tile as I look at it, and it's fast, right?
And is it a smooth transition, or is it sort of glitchy?
You don't even think that you're. It just feels like you're using a computer, and it's like, wow, that's nice. It selected what I'm looking at, right? So I use my fingers to open it up and get it, right? Like here, let's play some Super Fruit Ninja. Let's see if that'll download.
By the way, someone is telling, and I agree fully. Ibrahim is telling. When you get into Apple TV, you must see the For All Mankind show. It's an amazing show.
Yeah, I agree with that. The new Apple TV shows are using really bleeding edge Adobe Vision and Adobe Atmos for the audio.
And do you know that a lot of shows are actually being filmed? The special effects are being filmed in Prague. They actually brought probably around about 1,000 people here, and they're shooting them in Prague, in Czech Republic. I cannot wait to watch For All Mankind in Apple Vision Pro. I just cannot wait to have it on my head.
All right, now I have an Apple Arcade in my backyard. Ask me to allow
Tell me more.
Things. Oh, there's Fruit Ninja. It's really nice, really sharp. Just the logo. I'm looking at the logo.
Tell me one thing. Tell me one thing. If you have a 3D object from this game and you move your head around, is it staying still on the ground? Is the tracking, like the anchoring of the object?
It jitters just a little bit as I'm walking, particularly if I'm jumping up and down. It's hard to explain. It's locked to the world, but it struggles keeping up with the real world in real time just a little bit. So it gives you this jitter. It's hard to explain without you getting it. Go to the App Store, get yours, and move around a little bit.
We have one guy here who quoted someone else saying, "Vision Pro is the dumbest thing. 3,500, and I'm already bored of it." Someone wrote, "Hope this guy joins the space." Hey.
People like that are not going to be accepted here.
Exactly.
They're idiotic. I don't listen to idiots because this is fucking insane.
No, but somebody should teach them how to power it on.
I have a loading sign.
That's okay. That's a cool hot take.
Backyard, and I'm about to play a video game. It's 39% loaded.
I'll write this as an answer. Say he should probably try to power it on.
Bring him on.
Yes. That's hysterical. Yes, do it.
Oh my god.
Hey Robert, how are you, man?
Oh yeah, you sliced with your hands. I'm doing great. Yeah. Now I have a dude who just walked out of a portal in my backyard. Everything is hyper sharp. It is vectors, but it's so much better than a HoloLens or anything I've seen, right? And it's talking to me now, which is going to be something your games are going to talk to you. It's not an LLM-based thing yet, but it's setting you up. It's sort of introducing you, right? And he's having fun with me. I have a bunch of fruit that hit the floor, and there's a little pig on my deck. It was running around my deck. This dude is running around my deck on the floor.
I never in my life wanted to have the pig on my deck so much.
This is way better than Fruit Ninja and a Quest because it's mixed into your real world. Mixed reality, augmented reality, spatial computing, whatever you want to call it, is fucking insane. By the way, there's stuff growing all over the back of my yard, virtual stuff. The game is putting down virtual stuff. And there's a pig over running around, all on my concrete outside, right? And it's all growing on my concrete. It's fucking insane. And
Andrea, you want to
say hitting
something?
A ball is hitting the wall on my house and bouncing off of it. So it's throwing fruit at my house, and then it's bouncing off the house and hoping that I get over there and start, slicing it, which I'm doing now.
Well, Scoble does live in a land of fruit trees and redwoods.
Yeah.
He's in the future.
He does.
I'm in
He's
the
already in the
future playing
future.
Fruit Ninja
He's
in my
got a lot
backyard.
going on.
And soon you're going to be joining me in my backyard playing Fruit Ninja, and we're going to have contests and shit like that, right? Or something.
Hey, Robert. So I just came back from.
I'm just wondering, is anyone opposed to this? Like,
Not
I
on
think
this
you
basis.
come over and play with it for a while. You'd be like, "Fuck, that's sick."
I just want your Spotify. I just want your Apple set list. To join
I just
mine.
shared them on my.
Then I could just die in 80 years.
Oh, I blew up
with my music.
See, it's the hand
driving
tracking
with
isn't quite
FSD, bro.
accurate, but it's pretty good. It
Dude,
could be
Scoble
improved.
fucking really know what Tesla was all about. I didn't know. I was afraid. I'm a mom, and there's dads on here who are like, I don't want my kid, and then Omar.
No, you don't want your kids to play your Apple Vision Pro because you're going to have it on and you don't have $3,500 to buy him one.
Exactly.
Are you hungry?
Kid, you're
no,
gonna
I
be
just
in the
ate
iPad.
it. No, I just ate some Japanese food with my iPad.
I'm not letting my son have this because the second he sees how cool this shit is, I'm never getting it back, and then I'm going to have to buy a second one.
But
you know how this works, right?
The Tesla, Omar posted this 33-minute video and through SF, and it was extra careful, and I was like, why is it so fast and fun down the 17? And then it's extra careful. Why is it extra careful? That tripped me out, bro. And Scoble will tell you all about this. Yeah. He's like, I'm just right now.
Hey, Robert, did you get Apple CarPlus?
Have what Varjo had. When I was in the Varjo headset with that sharp center, and they put me into an airplane cockpit, everything was really hyper beautiful, and everything in this has a sharpness and a translucency.
My favorite demo on
color to it that's just way better than Zuckerberg's thing, because these are micro OLED displays. They have a really beautiful color. I'm looking at the sunset in my house and in the backyard, and it looks like the real fucking sunset, with one exception. The bright part where the sun is going through the clouds is just a little bit too bright. It doesn't,
so
your human eye can see more dynamic range.
Okay. Interesting.
This Optimus just delivered my reishi mushroom bottle, so I'm gonna take one.
There's a big mess in my backyard now, a virtual mess where I sliced fruit all over it, and there's plants growing out of my concrete, and there's just a whole virtual world in my backyard. So eventually we're going to have Somnium space, right? In my backyard.
I mean, you have friends.
Yeah. That was when I first did LSD.
Some raves,
You have the virtual friends from Somnium Space in your backyard, walking as avatars.
There's a dude walking around my backyard, a virtual dude. That's part of this game. And it's pretty well locked. I'm dancing, I'm moving the headset. He is locked to the real world. He's part of the real world because I'm not seeing the real world. I'm seeing what I think is the real world, but it's not the real world at all. I'm seeing just voxels, and all those voxels, the concrete voxels in my backyard, along with the virtual dude that's standing on the concrete, are the same thing to my eyes. They're locked together.
I just came back from the Apple store, man, and I picked it up. But they give you this demo.
Is this Marcelo?
Yeah, this is Marcelo, man.
Your dreams. I remember walking around with you at South by 12 years ago or something like that now.
Five.
We were dreaming about this world, and you were showing me all sorts of tricks on your phone that nobody knows how to do. And what do you think, man? You got a demo at the store?
This is a crazy thing. I went and picked it up because the day that I did the pre-order, I don't know why the App Store app told me to pick it up because if I wanted to deliver, it was gonna be like a week or two more or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pick it up, and I went to a mall here. It's pretty packed.
Okay,
The
we
Apple
just lost
stores,
you.
like every Apple store is packed. Oh, can you hear me?
And now we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I go there, and then yeah, my son goes and starts playing some games on a MacBook Pro that is there. You know, he likes to go there to play some games until we are set. And then this lady comes in, and they're saying, "Hey, I'm here for a pickup." And then they asked me if I wanted to, like to sit down and relax because they want to give me a demo. Because the goal for them is for you when you buy it, they rather prefer you to get a demo of the headset so you can see that it's a perfect fit, and and you don't get confused when maybe if it's shipped to your house and you put it
Yeah,
on
of
and
course.
you're not wearing it in the proper way. They said that maybe people will return it or something like that, so they want to avoid that. But
Yeah.
man, I told her, yeah, well, I know what you're talking about, but let's do the demo. I was not going to do it, but I did it. And dude, is this thing incredible? Like, it's crazy.
Oh no.
I
I'm
can tell
crying.
you, I can tell you right now, it's crazy good. It's like I feel like I went to an IMAX, but without going to it. Like that's the experience that you feel like. It's like so good. Like so good. And I was, hesitating, like, what a demo can do for me or whatever. I was like, yeah. But this was super impressive. The immersive videos are crazy good. Just the detail, the way that you feel inside of this. It's a crazy. It's like living in the future, to be honest. And I remember when we talked about this back then, that here's the things that are coming and how you experience things. But dude, like I opened Safari and like the reaction to your eyes, like you take things for granted, but that technology right there, like I was looking around, and the lady, the girl from the app store, from the Apple store, she says, "Oh, you don't need to move your arms. You just put your fingers in, and whatever you have them, it will take it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right," because I was
My
moving my arms here and there.
my movie screen is still in my backyard. I'm inside the house looking through my glass doors at the movie screen that's outside
Yeah.
on the lawn.
Dude, that's crazy. So I opened this immersive video, right? The immersive photos first, and then the video, right? The 3D stereo video. And I'm looking at this birthday party that they have there. They blow candles for you, whatever, and you can see that. And she's like, yeah, now just grab that and put it whatever you like. And I'm in an Apple store, so it's super well lit, right? So I put this thing like on the ceiling, and I open Safari in front of me, and I just scroll with my hand. It's magical. Like I just, it's super incredible. Like I can't believe what I was
I just
seeing.
kissed my wife in VR.
What the?
Right. But you won't.
She's
I
not in
mean,
VR. She's just normal, but I can see her, and everything works just like you. The only thing you have to do is sort of contort yourself a little bit to kiss, because I have a headset on.
right. But then you scroll, and the way that it's super sensitive, like it's perfectly fine, just like the iPhone or the iPad does. Like
Yeah.
the amount of work that they put in this thing, it's pretty amazing. And the panoramas, it's
They're
stunning.
beautiful. They're better than my TV, and I have an
Oh,
$8,000 TV,
yeah,
83
yeah.
inch
And the
TV.
immersive videos that they show, they said, hey, this is in beta or whatever. But I'm looking at that, and I'm like, how on earth are you inside of that? Like you feel like you're
Not to
inside
mention,
of
I
that
can put
movie.
a CNN video screen on my window by where I'm washing dishes, so I can watch whatever TV show I want. On my
Totally,
window, right over my dishes. Right.
totally. Yeah. And I
So it
opened
makes
Safari. So
dishwashing a lot more fun.
right. So they show you Apple TV, they show you these immersive videos, they show you photos, they show you the way that you can scroll and go through things,
Yeah.
simple things, but uh, it's really amazing. And the way that the content stucks in the real world is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like you set it up and you put it right, like to your right, and it's there. And if you put it like far away from you, it's there. They don't even care.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it's beyond. Like people, I'm sure that people will
The
go and
screens
just
stay
demo.
where I'm going back to my office. The screens I put in my office are still there, same spot, right? Like just like my IMAX doesn't move, right? And my
Yeah,
virtual screens don't move either.
Yeah. It's super amazing. I think that I was moving a lot with my arms and stuff, and the lady said, "Don't move that much.
Chill
Relax,
out,
you know.
man. Relax.
Chill down and
Blink.
this pinch with your fingers and
Meditate.
dude, when you zoom in, like it's freaking Iron Man. It's like I felt Tony Stark by the moment. Like this is like crazy.
Keep in mind, I still haven't. Well, okay, the game is 3D, so the game shows that 3D works. Most of what I've done so far is just 2D stuff.
Yeah, no. You gotta try that dinosaur demo. Go there to Apple TV and immersive experiences.
Do dinosaurs walk around my house and chase me around?
Dude, try no. Try that. You gotta try that. The effect is insane.
I gotta go. I gotta leave, by the way, so I'm gonna have to say goodbye.
Yeah, we'll be. My AirPods are at 5% charge.
Yeah.
So
this is great.
As fun as it sounds to listen to you guys use your Apple Vision Pros, my heart is bleeding so much that I need to recharge my internal batteries. So that I can keep sane for another 4 days until I receive mine and put it on my head and never take it away. Yeah. I said to I said on my YouTube channel, I said to our reviewers, I said, guys, I apologize up front, but in the next probably 6 months, I won't talk about anything else than Somnium VR1 headset and Apple Vision Pro. I'm just sorry. If not, someone is not interested with those topics, just leave.
I'm never going back to Zuckerberg. I'm not going to talk to you about this.
Oh, you're my favorite now, Robert. Thank you. Data harvesting. Goodbye. I love you.
Well, no, I don't care about that really. I care about sharpness because I have bad eyes. I need to work on TweetDeck and read TweetDeck, right, or X Pro.
Yeah, it's great.
Hey, but lenses. Just on that topic, the lenses. And using glasses inside, is it lens? It's not lens magnetic.
I have Zeiss lenses that were made for my eyes. I had to get a prescription to buy this thing, and then they sent me lenses. By the way, the lenses pop in like 100 times easier than the lenses that go in my Quest.
Robert, can you do one more experiment? Just one more experiment before we leave. Tune in with the dial. Tune in full VR mode, so you can see VR around yourself and no pass through. So you're in full VR. And then put your one hand in front of you and one hand behind the other hand in front of you. Is anything weird happening, or you see it perfectly fine?
Yeah, no, it's all right. So how do I explain this? My left hand is in front of my right hand. My right hand, I can see it, and it has a little bit of a fringe around it when it's just a line, because I'm standing on a big.
Okay, but it's good. If it's little, then it's really good. Right. If it's little, then it's really good.
It's pretty good. I'm moving around. If I spread my fingers apart, you can just barely see a little pulsing that's coming off the edge of my skin.
Okay. Right? Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good because it's properly occluded. The VR thing is because I'm standing on a sand dune, and
I'm
the
happy
sand dune
to hear that.
Cool. All right, now when I put my other hand in front of that hand, the phone that's in my hand is clear. It's letting me see the sand dune, right? The virtual sand dune, and you can see my fingers holding the phone, but you can't see the phone anymore. Until you start dialing back reality. When you dial back reality, now I can see the phone again. Dial away reality, the phone goes away. Yeah. So something about the occlusion process, it doesn't like the phone screen. It just makes that transparent. Hey, we have transparent iPhones now.
I love that.
They just shipped today too, bitch.
And on that note, boys and girls,
the clear iPhone's never gonna come. Well, I just did. I'm sorry. I just have a clear iPhone now. Yeah.
And on that note, boys and girls, we'll be finishing this beautiful.
Yeah, join me tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I gotta go.
We will join you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Absolutely, 10 a.m. Pacific. And also, these spaces were recorded, so probably. First of all, you can re-listen to them if you're crazy one more time. But if you're not, we'll probably publish it somewhere on Twitter because it was such a pivotal day and moment. Yeah. I just want to remember that. And thank you, Robert, for coming.
Thanks for what you do. You're really doing cool shit. When people finally get to using your shit, they're going to be blown away. Because it's good.
Thank you.
You're building Burning Man 24 hours a day. I
True
figured it
story.
out. Hey, that's what you're doing. You're building Burning Man. I'm going to go to Somnium Space, and there's going to be full on Burning Man. There's going to be some camp playing some EDM music, something else over there, right?
Nice.
True story. Amen. And thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you, Block. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Sean and Marcel and Katie and Shoda for recording it, and everyone else. Thank you for your hot takes, for all your suggestions.